It is, I'm under the impression that everyone is dealing with some sort of mental disorder, some sort of mental chaos. Things are not all in a equanimous state in their mind. And some people are diagnosed with many different mental disorders. Many of them stem from anxiety and depression. And what I've noticed, many people come to me, I don't know why it is, but people come to me to talk about things, to get things off their chest. So apparently a therapist of some sort. And I found a commonality. And the common question I ask people now is, when was the last time you created something? And usually the depression has set in right at the moment where they stop taking on or working on whatever project it is. If we look at grandma, for example, you see grandma's happy. Every time you come over, grandma's knitting a quilt or something like that. And you're like, why is grandma living to 100 years old? Well, she's practicing her God faculty. If we were to try to succinctly describe what God is, maybe we can say God is a creator. And if ye are gods, as the Bible states, and we are many versions of God and his creations, then we are meant to create. So any human being that is not creating is not living up to their God potential. And that is going to create some sort of mental disorder in your mind. And you're not going to know why. But it's because you are not creating. We need to have these projects. We need to have something that we're working on, something that we love, something that we're passionate about, and do that daily. It has to happen daily. And like I said, the commonality I saw with people were they got away from that. Some people are artists, et cetera, et cetera. And I asked them, when was the last time you made some art? They're like, oh, it's been 2 weeks. Oh, there you go.
To the new thing isn't global warming or isn't Ukraine or isn't COVID. Now it's the Muslims. And I don't like a lot of the stuff Israel's doing. I think they stood down. I think it was a false flag. I mean, I think real Islamicists attacked, but it was clearly money Biden sent. But what's the larger picture here with Harvard and the big universities endorsing this? We got a lot to talk about in the 45 minutes or so we've got him. And I'm going to cover some more news after he leaves us in this hour before the next guest joins us. But clearly we said another big war is coming. That's going to be the distraction from the COVID deaths, all the rest of it. And now they're trying to trigger a holy war. Obviously, you get boosted big on Twitter and everywhere else, Hotep, where you're already reaching millions a day if you got on the bandwagon. But clearly the establishment is trying to create some type of clash of civilizations here. Hotep Jesus, thank you for joining us, hotepjesus.com. And the people can also find you at Hotep Jesus on Twitter and menofhonor.com. So, Hotep, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Oh, absolute pleasure, Alex. So, yeah, so your take on Israel is pretty much similar to my take. Obviously, the timing is convenient. We have election season now here, a.k.a. grifting season. Nikki Haley has proven to be a supreme grifter herself after her comments on Fox last night. But what's the bigger story here? Well, first of all, the next distraction is to create something domestically, right? Create some sort of event domestically. Now, it's been happening in spurts here and there. You have protesters clashing. You have Grand Central Station being attacked by pro-Palestine protesters. You have Jewish people being attacked. A lot of different skirmishes have taken place on domestic soil. Much of this planned, much of this known by the elite rulers. And that was one of my fears early on, where there's conflict in the Middle East. And because of all the vitriol on social media spilled into our streets. Now, much of this stuff, as we know, Hamas and Palestine has been supported by George Soros. Black Lives Matter supported by George Soros. We've tracked down some of these protests between the pro-Palestine socialists, but I think Stop the War Coalition is one of them. And Jeremy Corbyn is partly behind some of these protests. So what we have is a communist socialist takeover of another people's struggle. But what's the bigger story that's happening here? Well, while everybody's distracted by the Middle East, what we are experiencing is a complete and total financial transformation where money is going to change how it operates, both at a wholesale level and a retail level. Right now, the House Financial Services Committee is discussing Basel III Endgame. And basically what they're talking about now is, what are the capital requirements for a banking institution? Now, we know what the capital requirements have been since COVID. They said that they are basically zero. You need zero reserves. But now Basel III is challenging some of that and saying that banks need to hold more money, more cash, more capital, which is going to hurt.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by Hotep Jesus are those of Hotep Jesus and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Hotep Nation or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our Office of General Counsel via the sheet of the town. And Hotep and them.
The time has come, and I got to say something. The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Good afternoon, Hoteps. Welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat. Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
Shout out to the chat. Haram Life, I see you. Nerd Nash in the house. Deaf Jews, what up, man? Steph Colonel, I see you. Haram Life in the house, I see you. Who's over on Rumble? Kay, what up? Shout out to Kay. She finally got her link fixed. Salute, salute, salute. Anarch Canuck, I see you. Shout out to my Canadians. Oh, my Canadians tuning in. I appreciate you. Rudy the Vet, what up, man? Steph Colonel, what up? Squad, we in the house.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
I see you, Adrian. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is a different Grift Report today. This is a Grift Report that I didn't want to do. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but I have a responsibility to my community. And as everybody knows, that's a part of Hotepistan. Hotepistan comes first. Everything else comes second. But I have a duty to my community, our community, Hotep Nation, Hoteps, Hotepistan. And I must abide by the role that has been placed before me as a leader, a role that I reluctantly took. I didn't want to be a leader. I never wanted to be a leader. I was a natural born leader, but people said, this is the work I have to do. And I ran from it from a really long time until I stopped. And now we must do the work. Today's message, or today's stream, is my message to Alex Jones. Now, as real men should always do, we got to pull our peoples to the side first and foremost before we go publicly with any messages. So I made sure that I texted Alex Jones. We had a little bit of back and forth in SMS today. iMessage, whatever the kids call it. And yeah, so we had a little back and forth. I'm not going to go into the details of that back and forth. There was a private conversation. We're going to leave it private. We're not going to share any screenshots or anything like that. We don't do that over here in Hotepistan, Hotep Nation. Our private conversations stay private. However, as I said before, I have a duty to the nation, and the duty, and the nation has been tugging at my shirt to say something. And I thought maybe Alex Jones's reaction to the videos that are propelled online, I thought it was a one and done situation. I thought maybe, he shared it one time and we moved on, but I woke up this morning and had a wonderful, productive morning, and I checked my timeline. And of course, I follow Alex Jones, and I saw the tweet. And the more I tweeted about it, the more I realized that I had to do this stream today. And this is a message not only directly to Alex Jones, but other leaders, influencers, grifters of all kind. This message is for you. What's at stake here, first and foremost? You know what's at stake? A word that the red whites love. Liberty. Liberty is what is at stake. Our freedom is at stake. And the road we're going down right now is leading us down a path that Alex Jones warned us about. The establishment of a police state. The establishment of a police state. Alex Jones taught me this through his many documentaries and broadcasts. He talked about the globalists and the globalist agenda, and he taught all of us. We were all students of Alex Jones. I remember watching his videos of visiting the Bilderberg and the Bohemian Grove and all of that. I've been following him since the early days of InfoWars. And what I saw today was not the Alex Jones that we all enjoyed, that we all learned from. This was a different Alex Jones. I don't know which Alex Jones this is, but we are looking to create a path correction for Alex. We're not looking to denigrate or castigate Alex Jones. We are not looking to tarnish his name, tarnish his brand. We're not looking to destroy anything. What we're looking for is unification. We're looking for resolve. We're looking for solutions. Today is Valentine's Day. So we are also looking for love. If there's anything that's going to come out of the day, it has to be love. Shout out to February 14th and the Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's to all the ladies in the chat. Okay? Now, let's get into my message. Alex, I know you are subject to, probably much more than me, an inundation of messages from your following. I get many messages from our following for various reasons, various emotions, various intellectual opinions, and I take them all in, but many with a grain of salt, because as a leader, we've studied the most, we've done the most work, and we've built a platform that people listen to. And through that platform, we can create. We can either create hate or we can create love. But these messages that come from our following, due to the fact that we have the expertise, many of them must be taken with a grain of salt. We also must understand that sometimes our following is emotionally and they're passionate about something, but they are not always, when they're in their emotions, thinking with their mind. They're not being intellectual with their commentary. So those, again, must be taken with a grain of salt. Now, I'm going to speak first on the messages that I've received. The messages I've received have been a wide array, ranging from your left-leaning blacks to your right-leaning whites, and everything, every mix in between. And what people have tugged my shirt and said was, look at the right. Look at the right. You told us vote Republican, vote Trump. Look at them now. Look at how they're acting now. And I say, yeah, I see it. I see it. We did a presentation last week on the Lily White movement to educate people on the historical background of the Republicans removing black people from the party. But as we move forward, we can't always look back at what happened, what Whitey did to us. We know what the Republican Party has done. We know what the Democrats have done. And when we look back, we must look back to learn not to repeat the same mistakes. And that's what I see from the right wing, is repeating many of the same mistakes from the Lily White movement. People have said to me, check out your boy Alex Jones. And everybody knows I've defended you many times on this platform for various reasons. But today, I can't defend you. You left me no room for defense. There is no room for, and not because this is an attack on black people. This has nothing to do with this. The reason why I can't defend you is because you've gone astray from what you've taught us. We're your students. And what you taught us about globalism and the world police and the new world order and the one world order and Klaus Schwab and the world economic, all these different things that you've brought in front of our faces, we learned from you. But today I saw somebody who got caught up in the psyop. The guy who we look to dissect the psyop, from my point of view, has been caught in the psyop. Now, I don't like to entertain people's opinions about Alex Jones being a Mossad agent or a CIA agent. I don't entertain those things. And mostly because my channel knows I don't entertain anything that does not come along with evidence. If you don't have evidence, we don't really deal with it. We deal with right and exact information. We deal with truth on this channel. Okay? So I dismiss those claims. My claim is that, from what I see, the evidence I see on the timeline is that you are caught up in a trend instead of being a trend setter. Hotep Jesus does not follow trends. Hotep Jesus creates trends. We are the trend setters. Everybody on this channel has seen our ideas get hijacked and jacked. And we don't get mad. We call it out sometimes, but we laugh because we know imitation is the highest form of flattery. But the fact of the matter is, we pride ourselves as Hoteps as being trendsetters. When the left moves to the left and the right moves to the right, we continue our path down the center, where the truth and nuance exists, where the real people exist. We don't deal in party politics, and I will not be a political party prisoner. PPP, political party prisoner. What is a political party prisoner? It's when somebody is aligned with a particular party line and there are certain things that are unpopular to say when you're on one particular aisle. There are certain things you cannot say when you're a leftist. There are certain things you can't say when you're on the right wing. I'll give you an example. For example, I think abortion is an abomination of humanity. However, I'm pro-life because I want little government in my life. That is an unpopular take amongst the right, but I take my time to voice that opinion when the topic arises. It is unpopular. It does not allow me to go viral, and I lose followers for that. But that is because I refuse to be a political party prisoner, PPP. Shout out to Trump and the PPP loans. I refuse to be a political party prisoner. Now, I don't believe Alex Jones is a political party prisoner. And I don't want to gaslight him and say what his motive is or anything like that. I just want to shed some light to help him see his way through this dark path that he's headed down. Just want to, as he's walking through this dark forest, I want to turn my flashlight on and say, Alex, here's the way. Now, just like there are people reaching out to me, tugging my shirt, saying, look at Alex Jones. I know, Alex, people are tugging at your shirt and your audience is much larger than mine. So you have way more people tugging at your shirts, which makes it much more difficult to stay your path. So I know they're tugging your shirt and they're saying to you, Alex, since 2021, there has been this trend of sharing videos of black people beating up white people. And I know those people are tugging at your shirt and saying, Alex, why are you not talking about this? Why are you not representing for us whites? And I get that. And I understand that. And they're tugging at your shirt. And finally, you broke. You said, there are so many people talking about this. There are so many videos going viral that I have to say something about this. And so you've joined the circus. We don't want Alex Jones in the circus. We want Alex Jones outside of the circus, laughing at the circus. We want you sitting next to the Hoteps, laughing at the circus, instead of participating and being a clown in the circus. Alex Jones is not a clown. Alex Jones should not act as a clown, and he should not fall for the psyop. And I believe as the inundation of messages and people calling, saying Alex Jones say something. Now, leads me to my second part. Who are these people? Who are these people tugging at your shirt, Alex? What kind of people are they? How important are they? What is their influence? What is their monetary influence? I look at my audience, and the same way I bifurcate my audience is the same way I'm going to bifurcate your audience. We have an audience that is full of hoi polloi, commoners, and sheep. And those are probably going to exist in perpetuity. And then we have those who can see, sensible people. And these sensible people happen to be high-income earners, influential people. They run angel companies. They run venture capital companies. They're C-suite executives. And you can run the gamut down the line. But these are influential people. Amongst the hoi polloi is a bot army. A bot army that could be from the Ukraine. It could be from Israel. It could be from China. Or it could be domestic. My assumption is that everybody's a culprit that I just named, including Charlie Indigo Alpha and the rest of the three-letter agencies, intelligence agencies. So when you look at the people in these threads, I ask myself, and I say this to the black people too, I say, do you think these are real people? Or are they bots? Are they burner accounts? Is this one kid, is it one person in Malaysia controlling 100 bots? We've all seen the videos of the Chinese lady controlling multiple accounts from multiple cell phones, pretending to be white nationalists. Are they Democrat operative accounts created to discredit the right wing, the red whites, the reactionary movement, the Republican Party, and Alex Jones / InfoWars? Who are you answering to? Who are you serving? I don't serve the sheep, although the sheep can benefit from the shepherd. You know who I serve? I serve the people who want love, liberty, and truth. These people happen to want nuance in their political conversations. They are tired of the political games. George Washington, one of your beloved founding fathers, warned you of the two-party system and how derelict it is. But yet, here we are in a two-party system. Now, I'm going to come back to that point real quick. Everybody knows that the way I look at the political system is it's a sphere. It's not left or right. It's a sphere. And at the center of the sphere is the government. The farther you get away from the center, the less government you want in your life. So on the topic of abortion, the coordinates of the left and right are in close proximity. Why? Because they both want the government in their life for that particular topic. And each topic occupies a different coordinate inside of the sphere. So I don't deal in left and right. I deal in, are you with the state or not? That's how we can simplify that conversation. Now let's come back. When I look at my audience, my powerful audience is made up of leaders. I receive DMs from higher ups at CBS, ABC, Fox, NBC. I receive messages from former football players, basketball players, famous rappers. And you know what they always tell me? I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. Keep it up. keep it up. Because they know I preach a message of unity and love. And I want the same for Alex Jones. I want Alex Jones to have a similar message because you are a leader and millions, tens of millions of people follow you and look to you for the light. But how can they look to you for the light when you are leading them to darkness? So what do you want, Alex? Do you want to be a leader of sheep and idiots? Or do you want to be a leader of competent individuals? We can always project back to the example of the Spartans movie, 300. And a small army defeats Xerxes and his army of slaves, where a few strong men can defeat many. We've seen the same thing from Alexander, the so-called Great, when he fought against the armies of Darius III out of Persia, where Darius has an army of Macedonians and other types of mercenaries, ragtag army. There's no unity between these people. They are there simply for the grift. So when you build your army full of grifters, they will be shattered by the army full of people who wanted to fight for Macedon, who want to fight for Greece, who believe in Greece, believe in Rome, believe in Carthage, believe in America. That heart, that loyalty, it didn't exist amongst the ranks of Darius's troops. It didn't exist amongst the ranks of Xerxes' troops because these people were enslaved and forced to fight, or they fought simply for gold. A man who fights for gold will always lose to a man who fights for honor, to a man who fights for his country, to a man who fights for his family. 99% of the time. So when you spew your dark rhetoric, you know what you're creating? You become Xerxes. You become Darius instead of Alexander. Instead of the Spartans. And you know what, Alex? I'm saying this out of care. Because when you build a house on a sand foundation, who will be there when it crumbles to help you rebuild? But if you build your foundation upon rock solid individuals, they will never be able to topple InfoWars. InfoWars is needed. It's necessary. And I don't want to see it crumble. But this path that you're headed down now, which we're going to take a look at in detail in just a moment, I'm going to pull it up on the screen. This path of darkness will be the demise of Alex Jones, everyone who works for Alex Jones, and InfoWars. And something else will rise in its ashes. A new house made of sand. They will discard you and you will be forgotten. But if you stand with the people, if you stand with the real people, not the bots in China, not the bots coming out of Ukraine through their VPN services, if you stand with the real people, the people who want unity, the people who want liberty, the people who want closed borders, the people who want to see prosperity in America, the people who want to see Donald Trump in office, if you want to do that, you've got to change direction. Now, I'm going to show you the direction. But in order to show you the direction, I have to walk you through the PSYOP, first and foremost. Okay? Let's pull this up. Let's go to the share screen. It'll be on your screen in just a moment. Here we are. Don't forget, Grifties, March 9th.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com. I wish all the black people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the white people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the Hispanics were as smart as Hotep Jesus. Because that guy, he really gets it. He knows how to boil it down.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So, I saw a tweet earlier, and it was a kid getting beat up on a bus by a black kid. And the funny part is, I actually remembered that video. I was like, wait, I saw this video. This video is old. This is at least 5 years old. So before I continue, let me tell you how this stuff is created. So for people who want to know education on how viral content is created or AstroTurf, what people do is they create an archive of videos and then they share them in a group. It might be a Telegram group, et cetera, et cetera. Then they plan it out and say, hey, look, I'm about to release this at X time. Everybody, these large accounts, they come and they retweet. Now, we have to remember that a lot of these accounts pushing this, black people attacking white people are anonymous accounts. So we don't know who these people are. We don't know if it's Zelensky or Xi Jinping or Karine Jean-Stephan. We don't know who it is. We don't know if it's Democrat operatives, right wing. We don't know. And that to me is spooky. I believe in anonymity. People should definitely have that right. But when anonymity brings us down a dark path, these accounts must be ignored. They must not be incentivized by Elon bucks to divide our nation. Okay? So I know how this stuff is created. And another point I missed. When I saw the rhetoric of black videos versus black people versus white people in these videos, I took account of myself. I said, how do you feel, Hotep Jesus? And I was very honest with myself and I said, I'm angry. Now, step one of having emotional control is first admitting that you have emotions. It's part of humanity. And I was angry. I said, this is fucking stupid. Why are they doing this? And why are people following this shit? Why are they retweeting this? Why are they falling for this Charlie Indigo Alpha psyop? I thought these were smart people. But I said, oh, okay. And we'll get to what that is. But my point is, I first felt the emotion of anger. So then the second part was enlightenment. And I said, oh, that's what they're trying to do. Because if you can make Hotep Jesus angry enough to say, fuck Alex Jones, fuck Republicans, fuck conservatives, fuck all of this shit, well, mission accomplished. Fuck white people. Mission accomplished. If they can get inside my head and make me hate white people because of a few tweets online, imagine what they're doing to people without the emotional control of Hotep Jesus. And that's when I realized the psyop. I said, oh, right when we're about to get a massive influx of black people participating in right-wing politics and pushing Trump into the White House, the psyop appears to slow down that influx. So many black people don't defect from the Democrat Party. So many black people don't participate in the political process. So then the third step after enlightenment was, well, what do we do now? Well, it's very simple. I won't fall for it. I'm not going to allow myself to get angry. I look at the timeline, I see them sharing the videos, and I go to myself and I say, look at the sheep. Look at the sad sheep. Look at them. They don't even know that they're agents of Mossad and Charlie Indigo Alpha. Such a shame. You got to look at things from a God view. You have to look at things from 30,000 feet in the air when you're a leader. You can't look at it as somebody that's on the ground, because you cannot view the box when you're inside of it. You must first escape the box. I've escaped the box. I observe the box. I tell people what's going on inside the box. And in order for them to see it, I have to pull them outside the box so they can see it too. Unfortunately, what I saw today was Alex Jones was inside the box, and I've never seen him inside the box. So my message today is to reach my arm out and pull Alex Jones out of the box. Okay. Now let's go to the screens. So I tweeted here, I said, let's put this in another window. Okay, here we go. I said the current trend. Hold on, I got OCD. It's got to be aligned perfectly on the screen. All right, there we go. The current trend where whites complain about being attacked by blacks is part of the control design. You guys know I use that term called the control design. The control design is what people may call the matrix that manipulates people specifically based upon their emotions. Oh my God, little Johnny got attacked. What do we do? Well, what did Hotep Jesus say when the left was sharing all the videos of white cops beating up black people? Oh my God, look at Tyrone getting beat up by Massa. I said, yo, it's a psyop. They putting that on the timeline because it's election year.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
It's election year. Every election year, they roll out the black versus white psyop. And in, post 2000, this is the first time I've seen it online, where the right falls for it. And the right is, usually it's the left that's the perpetuators of the psyop. This time it's the right, because the machine realized the left has been rendered impotent in getting a message to the black community due to Bidenomics and inflation. So if you cannot talk to them from the left, maybe you can yell at them from the right. Maybe you can exhibit behavior that makes black people go, I don't know if I want to be with them either. In the election year, that is part of the control design. And this is why I'm telling Alex Jones, don't build your house on sand, because once this election year is over, where are those videos going to go? They're going to die. Just like the videos of white cops beating black people die right after the elections. So why would you base your platform off of something temporary? Why not look long term? So I continue and I said the goal is to keep the two races from cooperating. It's always been like that. Do you think segregation laws were created just because they wanted to create them? No. Segregation laws were created because there was cooperation between whites and blacks. Because the white saloon, the white bar had to compete with the black bar, and the black bar was popping. And white folks wasn't shopping at the white bar. They wasn't getting drunk at the white bar. They was going down the street to the black juke joint and dancing with the blacks. And the people in charge, the people who run the bar, go to their cousin that's the police officer and the mayor and says, we got to stop these niggas. My daughter was down there dancing with Tyrone. So then you get the segregation laws, you get the black codes. If whites and blacks were separated, you wouldn't need segregation laws. We are all humans. Humans are always going to come together based upon common interests, whether it's a beer, a football game, or something else. So whites and blacks was partying and having a good time. And who steps in? The state. Because you can't make laws without the state. You can make rules, but you cannot make laws. And the state steps in. Coming back to my political sphere. Where are you? Are you close to the government or are you far away? How much government do you want in your life? So it's the state that says, okay, I had something else I have to explain. I said that segregation and integration is the equivalent to the boom and bust cycles created by the Federal Reserve.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
What did I mean by this? The Federal Reserve, through its manipulation of interest rates and being able to call in loans, create bust and booms. And it creates a reverberation throughout the economy. It sends us reeling. And we're witnessing that now. Massive printing of money following the pandemic. And you see what the prices of goods are now. This is all the doing of the Fed. So they create a rise and then they create a fall. And it has, it's almost like an earthquake, the way it shakes an economy. That's how it's envisioned in my mind. And it's an earthquake. And segregation, integration is the same, where they go, oh, you guys are hanging out together? Let's split that up. Okay, cool. Now let's force you back together. When it really should be just voluntary association. Does Chad want to hang out with Tyrone? Cool. If Chad doesn't want to hang out with Tyrone, you got to be cool with that shit. If Chad don't want to sell bread to Tyrone, you got to be cool with that shit. That's called private market. And you know what happens when Chad doesn't want to sell to Tyrone? Black people aren't hurt. Chad's hurt because he just lost a base. He just lost a customer. And this is why you'll see DEI fail. DEI will always fail because you have to build a company based upon what's best for the company and not picking people based upon color, because then you get people in there who can't do the job. That's another story for another day. Let's come back. So through forced segregation and forced assimilation or integration, we get the terrible race relations we have now that still reverberate. We're still feeling the tremors of those quakes. Okay? I said as blacks move to the right, the reactionary right, and the reactionary right is a very specific thing because you have right wing, you have conservatives, then you have conservatives, you have Conservative Inc., you got Conservative Inc. X division. There's many different types of conservatives and Republicans. But this is a specific group I call the reactionary right. So this is not the right, this is the reactionary right. That is a modifier. The reactionary right wakes up in the morning, waits for the actionary movement, aka the left, to do something so they can react. When you check these accounts, what do? They wake up in the morning and they complain about transgender people and black people and whatever else they can find from the left. They don't wake up in the morning and say, praise God. They don't wake up in the morning and share videos of family. They don't wake up in the morning and show your wife how to be a wife. They don't wake up in the morning to spread a message of God. You have no agenda. Your agenda is predicated upon what the left does. You are the reactionary right. You are the reactionary movement. So we have an actionary movement and a reactionary movement. What is your agenda? What is your agenda? You spend more time feeding energy to the beast. You literally feed the beast for clicks, lulls, and engagement. This is where the individual, the grifter, ingratiates himself and gorges on your emotions to fill his own coffers and his own bank accounts, his and her, because women alike. And then the next rank of people see, oh, this equals engagement, which equals Elon bucks. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to wake up in the morning, find a video that is going to make people angry, and share it so I can collect my Elon bucks. They don't care about America. They don't care about a family. So I said, as blacks move to the right, the reactionary right repels them with their racial qualms. Continue. I said, they want blacks to have a disdain for whites on both sides of the political aisle. They want blacks to dislike white conservatives. They're trying to provoke us into reacting to the reactionary right. So this is the second layer of a reactionary movement. You see, you have the actionary movement, which is the left. Then you have the reactionary movement. Then you have the reaction to the reactionary movement. This is where I'm trying to course correct everybody. I'm trying to course correct the black community's response to these videos. Don't feed into it. Don't let them get you angry, because you are the reaction to the reaction. And who's pulling the strings? The left. And the left sits back and watch and goes, look at the blacks and whites over there fighting. This is perfect. While we have failed the country, they're not looking at us and our failed economic policies. I continue. I said they want blacks to dislike white conservatives. They're trying to provoke us into reacting to the reactionary movement. It's a racial animus loop of reactions. This is a loop we go on. Every 50 years is a racial loop. It's a rerun. Y'all keep repeating history. The point of history is what? To learn from it. It's supposed to learn from it. I continue. I said, Hotep see the psyop. We do not react. I repeat, we do not react. We do not feed the beast. Even calling the grifters out is somewhat counterproductive. Because what did I say here? We know the grifters are pushing this. We know the grifters pushing this are intelligence agency assets. Now, as I always said, when you make a claim, you must provide evidence. Let's provide that evidence right now. Now, I put this tweet out, and I said here, what percent of conservative influencers do you think are federal informants or intelligence assets? Well, let's take a look at this clip.
My media tour to actually either have read that far into the book or to mention it. I thought it would be.
So I kind of couldn't believe it in the book. You let the cat out of the bag. You're actually a Mossad agent.
Oh, you are the first person on my media tour to actually either have read that far into the book or to mention it. I thought it would be the top story in every show.
This is serious. This is serious stuff. And
he said, I thought it'd be the top story in every show. Why? Why, Gad said? Why did you think it'd be the top story? It wouldn't be the top story because the intelligence agencies run the media. They don't want that cat getting out the bag. They don't know how they approach. They don't want the people to know how they approach you.
most people, they're not as candid about this stuff,
I thought that maybe I had extended this statute of limitation.
So he goes on to tell the story about how he became a Mossad agent. But the point has been made. The point has been made. So you telling me you're looking at your timeline and none of the people you follow are Mossad agents? None of the people you follow are Charlie Indigo Alpha. None of them have are FBI agents or assets or informants. Are you telling me none of them are? Chat, do me a favor. I want the chat to create a list of people you suspect to be Mossad agents or intelligence agents that are popular right-wing grifters. Post their names in the chat. Post their names in the chat. Because my audience is smart. We could spot an op a mile away. Because I don't cater to sheep. I cater to smart people. So whereas my audience is small, my audience is strong. They're smart. They'll outwit any of your audience. If I wanted to put together a debate and debate my audience versus your audience, my audience would win because your audience is full of fucking idiots because you've been lying to people. You've been feeding them gruel, whereas I'm feeding them robust fruit. Pause. Okay? Now let's go back. Let me make sure I don't miss nothing. Okay. Next tweet in line. Hold on. Come back. Okay. So I said, Hotep, see the psyop. We do not react. We know the grifters pushing this are intelligence agency assets. Now, let's stop right there again. Now, is everybody paid directly by Mossad and Charlie Indigo Alpha? No. I just told you before, it's monkey see, monkey do. You only need one fucking op or one agent to create a bunch of monkey see, monkey do agents. So you get one guy to make this thing popular, or two, or three, or four, or five. And the rest of the people go, oh, engagement. Oh, Elon bucks. This is the way. So you have witting and you have unwitting agents of mass destruction. This is a national security risk. So I said, we asked the whites and blacks to not fall for the divide and conquer. It is all of us versus the bankers. Stay united, hold the line. I know you're going to see a lot of stuff on the timeline. This is specifically the black people. I know you're going to see a lot of stuff in your timeline from all these white people and all these great. Remember, agents, unwitting agents, or some account in the Ukraine controlling a farm of bots. Keep in focus economic prosperity. Don't fall for the little games about, all these different political arguments, abortion. See, the thing is, when they tell you things like, let's argue over abortion, they want to create these arenas of arguments that are small-brained, so you never have arenas of arguments around JP Morgan's control of our Federal Reserve. So you never see the revolving door that Jamie Dimon has used to his benefit in and out of the Federal Reserve and JP Morgan and the largest bank in the world, Citibank, and how we're on our way to a one world currency, which I thought Alex Jones would keep people's eyes on. One world currency, the brain chip, digital ID. These are the things we have to keep in mind. These things transcend left versus right politics. Everything else is downstream from that shit. Okay? Let's go back. We got more. Hold on. And of course, we're going to open up the phone lines. I'd love to hear from my audience. 202-596-5631. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. I continue. I said, there is no attack on whites specifically. This isn't people at the top talking about, oh, we got to kill Whitey. It's almost narcissistic to think this shit is about killing white people. It's narcissistic to think this is about killing black people. That's narcissistic. You think they give a fuck about your skin color, bro? You think the people at the top cares like, oh, we got to get rid of Whitey? No, that's not what the fuck they're doing, bro. Get over yourself. Get over your ego. Oh, it's the white man. This ain't got shit to do with the white man. It's got shit to do with the black man. That is egotistical to think so. Oh, it's me, the white man. You are not that fucking important. Your white skin is not that fucking important. Your black skin is not that fucking important. Get over yourself. This shit is bigger than Nino Brown. I said there is an attack on sovereignty and nationalism.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
This is about destroying borders. This is about using communism as a tool for conquest. This is about destroying the concept of America. Not America, the concept of America. This is about destroying the concept of America in order to create a one world government. On one side of the world, you got BRICS, and on the other side, you got the Western world. So when we say one world government, we're really talking about Westernism and not globalism. That's the one little thing I change about that notion. And it's laid out in The Great Reset by Klaus Schwab, where he admits it's basically Westernism. He doesn't say that. I pulled that when I read the document. It's Westernism, okay? And the world is being divided into two. They're drawing a line, and they're saying, BRICS got this side, and the Western world got the other side. And everybody's picking and choosing who's going to be on which side. Argentina's got to figure out which side they're going to be on. Brazil's got to figure out which side they're going to be on, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what this is about. This is about creating Westernism. This is about culling the herd, culling the herd, not based upon race, but just based upon ideology. This is an ideological war. So I said, sovereignty. Sovereignty. This is an attack on sovereignty. White and black people alike. Spanish, Latino, all of us Americans. This is about attacking yo ass. And we're going to get into the race thing in just a moment. I said they attack whites on one front and blacks on another. So whereas they're saying, hey, look, white supremacy bad. Well, what does the left think about black men? You're going to see what I'm talking about here. You're going to start to see what's going on here. You're going to start to see really fast. Let's pull this up on your screen. Real article. This comes out of the Huffington Post. Many of you know about this article. Some people thought it wasn't real. Here it go. Straight black men are the white people of black people.
I wish all the black people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the white people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the Hispanics were as smart as Hotep Jesus. Because that guy, he really gets it. He knows how to boil it down.
I'm white, motherfucker. When they talking about white supremacy, they're talking about me, stupid. Here's another argument that comes from the co-opted mind of a black feminist. The co-opted mind of a black female leftist. You know what they say about Hoteps? They say all we want is the white man's power, and we're no different than the white man. They say we are white supremacy. So whereas you're seeing the media headlines saying, white men are a problem, I'm in that group with you, dog. I'm in that motherfucking group with you. They talking about me too. They just come at me like this. On Huffington Post. Shout out to Jeff Bezos. This is how they coming at me. Let's go back. Let's go back. So I said, where they attack whites on one front, they attack blacks on another. So they attacking you on one front. They attacking us on another front. And both sides don't see the other side. That's why I love the position I'm in, because I get to see what the white people going through and what the black people are going through. And I'm like, oh, y'all going through the same shit. Might be a little bit more severe for the black man, but it's about the same shit. It's the same shit. It's the same goal. So the black man, he'll see the article that go, white supremacy is a problem. He gonna agree with that. White men are a problem. He gonna agree with that. It's an uneducated black man. I'm not gonna say uneducated. I should say unenlightened. This is an unenlightened black man, right? That runs along with that psyop and doesn't see like, wait, hold on. Why would a white outlet say white people are bad? Like, you got to start to question everything. This is a moment of enlightenment. And then the white man don't see the shit they say about Hoteps. White people don't see, for example, I turned on this show on Netflix. And I love watching Netflix because I just love seeing the control design. I love studying the control design. I don't watch Netflix really to enjoy it. I just like, oh, that's some good propaganda. I love studying propaganda. And on the first episode of this show called Obliterated, and Obliterated, I guess it's some faction of, military group, this elite military group, which it has, I think, a Latino lesbian, a straight white woman, the prototypical white guy, the stereotypical Asian who's good at computers and math. That's the little Asian girl, and a black guy. So I'm watching the episode and I'm like, oh, this is a pretty good show. Just waiting for it. And I'm seeing the propaganda in the show. I'm seeing it. Then there's this one scene where the white dude goes in the bathroom and he's about to take a shower. And the black dude's in the shower. This is following a house party they're having. This is like in the middle of the house party. And the black man is getting head from a gay white man. So they emasculate the black man, make the black man, the big burly black man on the show, they make him gay. Now, right before that scene, they did a Mandingo fight with the black man where everybody fights the black man. I said, oh shit, this is a Mandingo fight. Oh, wow. So you don't see that. The white people don't see the attack on the black man. They just assume everything's just fucking all flowers on our side. And the black man don't see what the white man is going through. So I said, so then after all that's said and done, you don't see my problems. I don't see your problems. So then we're squished, right? We're pushed to the middle and now we fight each other. And then what are we practicing when we fight each other? Culling the herd, population control, because we're going to kill each other. See, population control isn't like how they used to do it, where they just come out and kill you. No, that's just not. Now it's about suicide. You see it in Canada, assisted suicide. Now it's about making people kill themselves, kill each other. That's part of it. Pushing homosexuality is part of the population control design. And various other aspects as well. And I said the goal is globalism, one world order. Let's continue. I said to create one world order, you destroy the concept of borders. How many color revolutions does the CIA have to create before you see the play? This new white victimhood is a color revolution fueled by Elon's algorithm and intelligence agency assets.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Let's go to the last piece. I said intelligence agencies see the massive shift of blacks leaning towards Trump. Their assets on the left have been rendered impotent by inflation, so they've deployed the assets on the right to deter blacks. Where's the next one? Here we go. So I said here, now this is where we're going to help Alex understand what's going on here. What the reactionary right has not figured out is that the attack on whites is really an attack on straight males. I'll show it to you again. Right here. They didn't say black men are the white people of black people. They said straight black men are the white people of black people. This is an attack on masculinity.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Why? Why, you may ask? Why, Hotep Jesus? It's right here. We are in the next phase of feminism, which is an arm of communism that hides its agenda behind racial attacks. This is a tactic to disguise their agenda. Let's continue. I said the tactic is demoralization. Everybody knows this. When you want to conquer a country, you begin with demoralization, or it's part of the destruction of the nation design. Demoralizations. So part of demoralization is also the OnlyFans and whoredom. So the tactic is demoralization to capture the women and children to make them slaves of the state. And we see that with Drag Queen Story Hour. We saw that with the vaccine, where they said children can get the vaccine without their parents' permission. So they're directly attacking our children. They're attacking our women, telling the women, be promiscuous, demoralize yourself. And I said, this is an attack on masculinity. Also notice the attacks on the red pill. It's all about removing the protection of the family. Now, who's one of the most prominent red pill platforms out there? A former Fed. A former Fed. So they control on all sides. They attack the red pill, the manosphere community, because they don't want men giving other men advice on how to be men. Then they use other people in that movement to discredit said movement. This is an attack on masculinity. That's why you see the arguments from whatever prominent grifter attacks the red pill community or LARPs off the red pill community. So that's why you're seeing that online as well. And then there's a whole conspiracy theory behind Kevin Samuel's death, et cetera, but I don't want to get into that. I said also, it's all about removing the protection of the family. So that's why they're attacking men, because men put their foot down and say, no, my daughter will not do OnlyFans. My son will learn how to shoot guns. My son will not have a boyfriend. Men protect the family. You can't get to the women and children with the man in the way. How many times did I tell you that masculinity in the United States was destroyed by war? They took the strongest and most alpha among us and sent us over to Germany to retrieve the money that Wall Street stood to lose.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
And then the ones that made it back, came back with injuries, PTSD, drug problems, or were unassisted. Think about the money we pumped into Ukraine and all these other foreign countries, yet we got vets going through problems and we don't even take care of the people that fought our wars. Do you think that's not part of the control design? If the country cared about its vets, the vets would be taken care of. They don't want to take care of men, especially not men they train to fight and kill. You think they're going to help those guys? Are you serious? That's why you got transgender generals in the military now. Because they don't want men. They're going to train them trans people how to fight and kill. And when they lose their fucking mind, they coming after you and your family. Because that's what the fuck happens to them. Next, I said, And this is where we're going to end off, and then we're going to go to phone lines. Conquest hides behind communism. Communism is just a means to control. Communism isn't at the top. Conquest is. Communism is just a means of control. I always tell people this. There is no such thing as capitalism. We've never seen capitalism. The entire Western world made a leap from feudalism straight to socialism. Who took down the monarchy of France? King Ferdinand. Communists. Who took down the Tsar in Germany? Communists. I'm sorry, the Kaiser in Germany. Who took down the Tsar in Russia? Communists. Social democracy. China. Feudal China makes a jump. Little bit of nationalism somewhere in there. Nationalism controlled on both sides by Russia through the Bolshevik Revolution. The Bolsheviks funded the building of China. They funded the building of communism in China. But it's just a means to control. The concept comes out of the Knights of the Golden Circle. Marx ain't write that shit. That comes from the Knights of the Golden Circle and the Illuminati. Let's finish. Conquest hides behind communism, which hides behind feminism, which hides behind critical race theory. What do you find in critical race theory? In order to study critical race theory, you got to study critical femme theory, critical gay theory, critical I'm sucking dick theory, all types of fucking gay shit. So they hide the feminism behind the race shit. So you complaining about black people whooping your ass, you complaining about DEI, but DEI is a feminist movement. White women benefited the most from affirmative action. White women will benefit the most from DEI. And it ain't the white women you like. It's them left-wing Karens. A gay black man is going to benefit from DEI. A gay white man is going to benefit from DEI. This is about ideology. You think they're going to employ Hotep Jesus at Microsoft or Google? I wouldn't make it through the front door. They call security before I get through the front door. So these are the layers. Conquest goes, we never want them to see the conquest, so we have to bury it under layers. So the first layer is communism. One of the next layers, because there's many other layers, one of the next layers is feminism. Then they layer that with critical race theory, which is really just feminism in disguise. And feminism's just communism in disguise, and communism's conquest in disguise. And I said, when you peel back all the layers, do you know what you find? The central banker.
I wish all the black people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the white people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the Hispanics were as smart as Hotep Jesus. Because that guy, he really gets it. He knows how to boil it down.
I wrote a book on central banking. That's how I know this shit. I did my research. See, I wasn't like the other grifters who just ran around and pandered to their audience and did no studies. No, I did my studies. Then I wrote my dissertation, The Patriot Report. And I named it The Patriot Report because it's a report that all patriots need to read. This is a history of how central banking landed in your country. You can go get that at hotepjesus.com.
Hotep, you're a genius. Hotepjesus.com.
So while y'all down here playing color games, they playing money games. They're playing control games. And for some reason, some people are not seeing it. So in conclusion, Alex, I hope you watch this and I hope you learn, like I learned from you, that this is all one big psyop to keep us divided. You are not a victim, Alex Jones. White man, you are not a victim. Just like I told the black man during the whole Black Lives Matter movement, you are not a victim. White man, black man, you are not a victim. Stop being a bitch. Stop complaining. If somebody put hands on you, you put hands and feet on them. And it's just that simple. Don't wake up in the morning, rush into the timeline, crying about what the left has done to you. You wake up in the morning and you say to your audience, here's what I'ma do to the left.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
We're going to go to the phone lines. Text Hotep in your name at 202-596-5631. Text Hotep in your name at 202-596-5631. And we're going to keep this show cooking. I will be right back after the short, brief commercial break.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
And you know we got Goldstein on the check. And Goldstein, what's good with him, man?
What's happening?
What's happening with him?
Well, I mean, you know, goddamn. I just want to say, listen, I know that you and Alex have a relationship that extends past work. You guys are somewhat friends. You've been fucking with him. He's been fucking with you. I appreciate him for fucking with you and for some of the things that he has done over the years. As you know, I have not trusted Alex Jones for a very long time now, though.
Okay.
But that's not to say that he is specifically part of the operation or a willing participant in the operation. There is no evidence of that, like you said. But a number of things have contributed to the operation that has come from his camp.
Okay.
So I asked myself, like, what the fuck? When does the motherfucker does not get the benefit of the doubt anymore? And that's a very fine line that a lot of people have to walk. But here's the fact of the matter. No matter if you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, no matter if you don't, if you take the Morpheus approach to this online shit, you'll always be on the safe side of shit.
Thank you. Another great analogy. Be on the Morpheus side of things. Continue. I'm sorry.
What did he tell Neo when you were walking in that motherfucking Matrix? You can't trust anybody in this bitch as long as they're plugged into this bitch. And the minute he turned around looking at that lady with the red dress, bang, gun in his face, agent.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Yep.
You don't know any of these people. You know none of them. You know who you do know? The people in your life, the people in your family, your friends, your community, however far your sphere of influence reaches out in that arena. Those are the people you know. You don't know any of these motherfuckers online, though.
Right.
So you cannot start turning your back on principle, decency, and a number of other things just because some motherfucker online said some cool shit one day that you hell yeah'd, and now all of a sudden that's your whole goddamn lifestyle. That is crazy as fuck.
Crazy.
They say some cool shit, but these people are strangers. If your neighbor said some cool shit one day that you heard, are you then going to let that motherfucker into your home based solely on that cool shit that he said and be like, hell yeah, I'm going to fucking take on this worldview that could potentially get me hurt or somebody else hurt? Just because they said some cool shit one day, because that's all it boils down to. They said some shit you liked online, and now you're willing to go balls to the wall for these motherfuckers. You're picking fights with people in comment sections. You know what I mean? You walk around with chips on your shoulder that could potentially get your whole block knocked off. All because someone said some shit you liked.
Facts. Hey, make sure y'all subscribe and hit the like button. Take 2 seconds, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You're right. You're right. You know, somebody the other day said, you know, what are they supposed to do? Pander to blacks? I'm like, every grifter online panders. They pander to you, dumbass.
Yeah.
And y'all love the pandering shit. There's no substance. They haven't created anything. They ain't write no books. They ain't write no blogs. They ain't really do no real research. And you sucking a dick because they got nice tweets.
Yeah. They said some cool shit.
Yep.
And it's real easy to suss out substance. Like, I'll give a motherfucker just one formula right now. So if someone does something that you don't like, there's a number of different directions you could go with that. Let's take, for instance, because I just saw a tweet by Chaya Reichik, a.k.a. Libs of TikTok, a.k.a. Blossom. I just saw a tweet from her where she is saying, in essence, that trans people are shooting up the town and they're killing us off, and we need to fucking address this, right? But why does it stop at trans? You see what I'm saying? Isn't she white too? What if that's the problem? Isn't she a woman? What if that's the problem? Where's the problem at? You just stop at trans. You see? So if you can continually move the goalposts like that, then you see a black kid beating up the motherfucking other kid, the white kid on a bus, maybe black isn't the problem in that instance. But you set it wherever you want it to be. And if there can't be a consistent through line in how you look at shit like that, then you're being served some bullshit.
Right.
Because it has to be consistent. That worldview has to be consistently applied
across the board,
every instance.
Yep.
So, like, would I then be wrong if I take your approach to it and say, oh, this is a black on white problem? If I take your approach to it, then how many, not just trans school shooters, but in the history of school shooters, how many of them does it take before I can say this is white people attacking us? You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
I would be dead wrong. They would make 1,000,001 legitimate arguments on why I'm dead wrong.
Right.
But they can't take that same perspective and apply it to this shit.
Correct.
And that's how you know you're being fed some bullshit.
Bingo.
Not to mention the fact that you probably ain't never, or your kids, or your friends' kids, ever had to get your motherfucking ass beat by some black person, but you see it online and swear up and down it's a fucking bane to your existence.
Yo, they said it's like an epidemic out here.
Yes.
I'm like, what? Where? When? How?
Right. You know what is an epidemic? Homosexuality.
Uh-oh, here we go.
That's an epidemic. And who is the majority of people that propagate that? I'm not talking about who are the majority of homosexuals, because they're not the problem.
Right.
Who is the majority of people who propagate that lifestyle
White
and
women.
sell it and package it as a good thing?
White people, specifically white women.
So am I to then say, look at what you're doing to my community? I'd be dead fucking wrong if I did, because there's more nuance than that. But again, if the shit cannot apply, if your perspective cannot apply in every aspect, then it's probably on a foundation of sand, like you said earlier. That's pretty much it.
Correct. I'm trying to find my tweet to Alex from earlier so I can see exactly what he said, because when he said it, I'm like, bro, it's not that serious, yo. Like, where is it? Hold on. Explode. Here's what he said. I point out. Here, let me put this on the screen. I point this out to draw attention to the fact that attacks on whites are exploding across the Western world. Exploding?
Look, let's say that's true. Let's give Alex the benefit of the doubt on this one. And this is just another angle you could look at this. Let's say that is absolutely true.
He also said it's a one-way race war, but continue.
Now, okay, some kid got beat up on a bus, which has probably been happening since the history of fucking buses, but I digress.
Now, keep in mind, the original story goes, somebody was fucking with his little brother, and that's why he put hands and feet on them. But let's go.
Right. Let's say that shit is true. That is an attack on white people. I'll concede that. Fuck it. Now, what attack on white people, albeit this is serious, okay? But what attack on white people should an Alex Jones be focused on? Some kid getting whooped on a bus, or the attack that occurred in 2020 all the way up to today in the form of a biological terror attack that killed, 4 million people worldwide, or maybe just this country? I don't know the number.
And probably way more than that, but continue.
How many of those people who died as a result of that biological terror worldwide, fuck it, were white? I would think that that's a more significant attack on white people, if you want to view it that way, albeit other people die too, just like other people get whooped on buses too. But I would think that would be a more significant attack that deserves the attention of an Alex Jones than some kid getting whooped on a bus.
But
so if you want to say
5-year-old video, yep, go ahead.
Right. If you want to say there's an attack on white people, I would point at that one and stay focused on that one until we can correct the problem, because it's still ongoing, if I'm not mistaken, as well as get accountability for the people who did the attacking. And then once you start whittling down the big shit, like any normal process in life, then you can start tackling the ass whoopings on buses.
Yes.
Call me crazy.
I agree. I mean, he says here, the corporate media demonizes white folks, which is true. Then he says, then covers up the crime statistics when they are hunted for sport. White people are hunted for sport?
Hunted for sport. Amazing. You cannot, and this is again why I don't trust Alex Jones, you cannot tell me that that's not straight from a fucking CIA script, because that's the same goddamn tagline they used about black people and cops.
Yep, that is
hunted for sport.
Hunted for
same
sport.
Exact words.
Yep, that's what they wanted us to believe about white cops. Yep.
Same script. They just erased the colors. Swap them out. That's it.
Yep.
So I don't know like what the solution to this would be other than to appeal to the masses and their sensibilities in a very common sense approach.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I'm concerned, there is no solution to this through tweets or videos or speeches. The only solution to this at this point to get people's minds right is a significant and swift occurrence of a punch in the fucking mouth collectively. Because that's where we're at as a society now. You can't talk.
Well, that's what I believe is part of the control design. They know that the next level is going in somebody's mouth, pause, so they can increase the police state, increase the laws. That's what they want.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the only thing that'll get people's minds. We got to go through it to get through it. That's where we're at now. It's just like a junkie. Once you get to a point as a junkie where you have to go through it to get through it. And maybe you overdose and end up in a fucking gutter somewhere dead, or maybe you end up in prison, or maybe you end up clean. But can't nobody tell you nothing anymore. And that's where society is now. Can't nobody talk to these motherfuckers. Can't nobody reason with nobody. Motherfuckers have to go through it to get through it. And hopefully when we come out the other side, is the damage that's done is not irreparable. That's pretty much it.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill.
Let's get Rudy in here, and then we're gonna go to Strong Dad. Let's get Rudy in here. Rudy, call in. Let's talk to Rudy. See what Rudy got to say. You know, sometimes he's a voice of reason. Francisco Sanchez, he says these videos are the worms on the hook to catch N-wokeness, libs of TikTok, Matt Walsh, and the rest of the fools. They always fall for this nonsense. Hold on. Maybe they are part of the program, ? Thank you for the super. Thank you for the super. Mark Guerra, thank you for the super. He said, divide and conquer, and the easiest subject to divide is race. Hotep always on point. Thank you, Mark. Trippin' Ain't Easy TV says here, Alex trying to pay off that Billy. #compromise. I hope not. Rudy, man, what's your take on all of this?
Man, I think that Alex wants to, you know, they put a beating on him so bad with their fake ass bullshit legislation and their bullshit lawsuits, and then Elon let him back on. I think he's kowtowing to Elon's plan, because I think that Elon's plan is this. Brother, I got kicked off of Twitter in 2017 right after the election. And I was adamantly, I would try to go on, and my brother would call me up, man, try to get back on, like my email and my phone number blocked, period. You know what I'm saying? Could not get back on. Then Elon buys the platform, right? Let's everybody back. Let's everybody back on. So to just divide everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of kicking, all right, we're going to kick these, these right wing or conservative or whatever voices off. Let's just let everybody on and divide the living shit out of them. Because I don't follow politicians, right?
Right.
I get so that bill gets passed. You know what I'm saying? I get inundated all day long. Ukraine, Gaza, Ukraine, Gaza. Every video I get is Ukraine and Gaza. Because they're trying to drum up support for those wars. I block all of those accounts. Then I get hit with every fucking Democrat politician. I block all of those accounts. I've already blocked almost every Republican account. So then I go the other day. I'm like, let me see what the fuck. Let me see the comments of this. So I go on, I think it was Adam Schiff. And every fucking comment is somebody on the right calling him a piece of shit, right? So then Marjorie Taylor Greene comes up. And every fucking body in her is some Democrat calling her a piece of shit. So they're like they're force feeding you shit you hate just to piss you off, man.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And I said some vile shit to these politicians, and I'm still on the fucking platform. So I'm thinking that their game plan was, all right, we're gonna act like we exposed everything. Look at this is what they did, and the government was in control of it, and we're gonna let everybody back on because they need to divide people even further.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the left destroyed the economy and destroyed the country with the immigration bullshit. So they got nothing to win. So let's activate the right and play the race card once again. And these sheep are fucking following it. And I hate to say it, man, because I love that dude, man. I've been on him forever, man. But he's playing that identity politics game, man.
You think it's the lawsuit that got to him?
I think it's I mean, come on, man. They threw Owen in jail, bro, for nothing.
Yeah, they did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that, you know, it's like one step away from Alex. You know, here's what really happened to Kennedy, man. And you've been a thorn in our fucking side for too long, and you won't go away. So you either get on with the. Because think about it, man. Think about you go back to listening. Like, dude never. He shit all over the Bush administration. He shit all over the Obama administration. You know what I'm saying? He was a cheerleader for Trump for a little while. I mean, he busted his balls about warp speed. Like, Goldstein was right about, like, you know, but Alex was really solid during the pandemic, man. You know what I'm saying? He was ripping it and calling it out. He busted Trump balls, but when they took him to court, they're like, dude, we're going to take everything from you, including your life. You're going to walk this right-wing line. And it seems like Alex is just walking that right-wing line, bro. You know what I mean? I feel like he is a little bit, man, but, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
So I'm trying to get Alex on the platform to talk about this. Owen said he wants to talk about this, but Owen wants to have the conversation at InfoWars. I don't want to have the conversation on InfoWars. I want to have the conversation right here on the Grift Report.
Right.
I've been to their house. They got to come to my house now.
Yeah, but and then the thing about it is, man, it's like you're absolutely right, man. It's the divide and conquer tactic, and there is a war on white folks, but it's perpetrated by it's like Soul said, man. You know, the rich, well-to-do whites look down on the poors like me, like we're trash. We're just black. You know, we're all the same, man. We're all shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They call me white trash, man. They call me white trash. You know what I'm saying? Just like they call y'all the N-word, man. Right. They don't. So they're the ones putting the war on the white trash, man.
Right.
You think this is a war on the Dan Goldmans, the Adam Schiffs, the fucking the Speaker Johnsons and the Jim Jordans? Fuck no, dude. This is their war perpetrated on the fucking tow truck driver, you know, construction worker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Attack on the rank and file. Yep.
Right, because they know, and this is why this is why there's no growth on your channel, because YouTube don't put this shit out, dude. Some days I got to come in here and search for it, man, and I subscribe and watch every day. Some days they don't even notify me you're on. I got to look for you. Why you think that is, bro? Because you bring people together, man. That's why you're limited, man. You know what I'm saying? And they might hit you on the DM in the side. They're hitting you on the DM in the side. You know what I'm saying? Telling you, good job. Well, when are these fucking power brokers going to fucking put some money behind it and amplify the fucking voice, dude?
They are.
You know what I'm saying? When are
they are.
These rappers and these athletes, I mean, put some money behind it, man. Blow it up.
We're in talks about it. They're trust me, it's happening. It's got to make sense, but it's happening. I got a lot of help coming.
HJ, I hope so, brother, because
don't forget we got Dropkick Copy stepped up and sponsored the Grifties this year. We reached out to Tim Cass. We didn't get a response. We reached out to a bunch of different people. We didn't get a response. But dropkickcopy.com sponsored the Grifties this year, but we could not get a response for the Grifties. But don't worry, we got a lot of help coming.
Hey, I mean, I hope so, man, because like it's a good message, man. It's down the middle. You know what I'm saying? You don't play no favorites.
Yeah.
It's just down the middle. Call it like you fucking see it, man.
Yep.
Just call it like you fucking see it. And I love that about this show. I love that about this chat. You know what I'm saying? And it's the only way to pull us out of this shit, man. Because, dude, it's like.
All right, let me get Strong Dad in here.
Hotep and Bill. Hey, tell Strong Dad, man. I seen real quick, Strong Dad. I seen last week you said if the race war kicks off, you're in. if the race war kicks off, buddy, I'm going to the top of the mountain. I'm shooting all people who come up my mountain. All right, fellas. Hotep and build, man. Hotep and build.
I'm not joining in the race war. I'm not with Strong Dead on that shit. I ain't in it. Y'all niggas want to fight. You know what I mean? I'm going to be with fucking Rudy up in the mountain shooting all you motherfuckers. I'm not joining no damn race war. Fuck, I look like an idiot. I ain't dying for you motherfuckers. For a bunch of dumb motherfuckers that want to fight because it was designed for you to fight. I'll be up in the mountains. Anybody come within 200 yards of our fort getting blasted on. You better have a Hotep Nation shirt on. We better recognize your name. You better have your YouTube at, your Twitter at, your Rumble at, your Hotep name better be right on your chest.
Call from.
Because I'm going to see it in the scope. I got that long range scope. I'm going to see it.
Listen. All I'm saying is have a bunker ready for me, Rudy. You know what I'm saying? So I can hold up at the bottom. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I got some vendettas. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Trey Quinn, ex-convict, do not have any vendettas. I have served my time, and I promise that I hold no weapons that are illegal and have love for all people. Just say this for the record.
Okay. Okay.
Listen, when you ask, people to list agents in the chat, there's so many that for me, I'm just going to say who I think is not an agent on the platform. All right?
Okay. I like that.
Hotep Jesus, Sonny Johnson, the affiliated black conservatives who become libertarians, like
Jeff
Pinky
Charles
and all of them, right? Jeff Charles. That's it. No Hoteps. That's it.
I love it. It's a lot easier to do that than to try to name all the agents. You be here all day trying to name all the suspected agents.
Facts. I'm gonna be here all day, and I know that like Rudy, you know what I'm saying, even yourself, you know what I'm saying, y'all got some love for Alex Jones, and you know what I'm saying, I respect your opinions, but for me, I have always believed that Alex Jones is an asset. I have never not believed that Alex Jones is an asset. Unwitting in the beginning, I believe, and after all of this shit, that happened, paying all the families and all that shit, now I believe willing. And there's not much evidence for me to not believe it. An agent is going to give you a shitload of truth and still be an agent, right? We didn't have that stream, but we talked about Kwanzaa, and I came in and I defended Kwanzaa itself, right? I defended Kwanzaa itself. But who brought it to us? An agent. So when I look at people like Alex Jones at this time, I feel that that's who he is. And when I look at who he was, I feel like he was an unwitting agent, someone used to discredit the real theory, someone used to discredit the real truths by making them seem unpopular because they're coming from his voice. So unwittingly, discrediting the fight against the conspiracy that we now know to be real.
I could live with an unwitting agent. I don't think he's a direct agent mostly because
I think he got the call.
Of me, right? Like I met him, I felt his vibe, I felt his energy, and he's done some kind things for me, and I can't see Masai or Charlie Indigo Alpha saying put Hotep Jesus on the platform, because I know the platforms that are compromised have banned me from their platforms, and have told their other workers don't even talk to me, right? Whereas it's a different approach with Alex.
With all due respect, if I became an agent tomorrow and I was in charge of someone's public relations, I would platform you. I want to aggregate you and your audience and all of the Hoteps and all of the people who actually could provide some type of resistance, who could spark resistance in the more powerful people.
I would want to aggregate you to a space that I could hear you, and I could have direct access to your thoughts. That's what I would do.
I
if
think
was an agent.
I think Alex is under a lot of pressure. And I
Possible.
started my stream off today, and I said he's got all them. See, what happens is all this, white victimhood has flooded the timeline in specific circles, and I think that the commoners, the hoi polloi, the sheep, are seeing that, and then they're saying, well, Alex Jones isn't talking about this. Why isn't Alex Jones talking about this? And I think they've inundated him with a bunch of messages that made him feel compelled to talk about this. And I think it's a pressure that has gotten to Alex. And I'm hopeful that he makes a turn, sees the light, and and does not continue along this path, because in an election year, it's just too obvious that this is an op.
It is, and that's, I don't know, man. That's, for me, you don't even have to be that on key to recognize this is an op, and he's been on key for such a long time that I don't know. I reserve the right to cast any type of judgment by just saying this is the vibe that I have gotten over the years.
No, I got you. Yeah.
And I respect, your stance on it. But when you're spitting real shit, the growth is just really slow. And I just feel like when I put the real shit you spit up against like engagement.
What? Whose?
Yours. Hotep Nation's engagement, right?
You think so?
We spit the real shit. And so we don't pop as fast as some of the other grifters. A perfect example is Sharice. When she left the platform, made a new account, and had more followers than in like a week, right?
Well, that's because she's not a threat.
This is right. She's not a threat. But this is not discrediting the work. What I'm saying is the work is so good that it is suppressed in this way, right? But then you see someone spitting the truth, and they hit no matter what. The engagement is there no matter what. They get everybody there in the same space no matter what. Even if the opposition hates them, they're like a Kanye track. They're like a Kanye album. They're gonna hit gold even if everyone's against them no matter what.
Here's the thing.
When it comes to, I don't know.
Here's the thing when it comes to engagement of black voices. And I'm going to support your argument in a little bit of different way. So the idea is to propel all of the wrong black voices so the right black voices are not seen. So that's why you'll see some of these other black accounts or other accounts, period, grow really fast, because it's like, let's keep feeding people small brain voices,
keep away from the big brain,
and so that the big brains are never found. Now, I'm looking at my engagement this morning. Engagement's way up, right? And I'm telling the truth, right? So 248 retweets on this, 33,000 views. I think that's.
But you're telling the truth about Alex.
No, I'm really talking about the agenda.
CBDCs. Well, you know what I mean. But when you tell the truth about CBDCs, what's the engagement?
There's no engagement on my CBDC stuff, but that's more of an intellectual hurdle where, number one, it's not popular, but also nobody even knows what the fuck a CBDC is. So that's an intellectual hurdle. So I don't even include that. I put that there for the people who need that, and I'm tracking it. In fact, I got this article sitting right here that I've been pondering on all day. I'll show you guys this title really fast right here. I was looking at this morning. Commercial banks may have bigger role in CBDC design than expected. So don't think I haven't been on that shit. I'm all over that shit. But yeah, that's why. But here's how I judge engagement. Okay. I remember somebody, I think it was Carmen in the chat. She said she went to a popular black influencer's live stream and there was nobody in the chat. And then you come to mine and it's a lot of people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? When we look at the sales statistics of menofwater.com, like people are looking at retweets and likes. I'm looking at dollar signs. I'm looking at ticket sales for example,
right?
Candace Owens has this huge platform, right? How many people showed up to the Blexit rally?
5.
Okay, and some of those people were paid to come, right? The Hoteps hold the Grifties, and we sell 100 tickets. With the small audience we have, we sell 100 tickets.
Genuine tickets.
Those are 100
tickets.
real fucking tickets, people that will fly out to come fucks with us. When the Hoteps hold HotepCon, and the tickets are $1,500 plus because it includes hotel and food, we sell 50 of those. There's 50 live people that decided to fly out to Las Vegas. Candace couldn't put people in the room for Blexit. Now, this is not a diss at Candace. All I'm saying is when you build your audience full of small brain shit, when it's time for them to show up, where are they at? Where are they at?
Exactly.
Where are they at? So when you say engagement is down, I'm judging my engagement different. I'm looking at ticket sales, chats, dollar signs. When I walk outside my house, people recognizing me. That's what I'm looking at. Our engagement is way up.
When I say engagement, that's I only speak of the what we just outlined here, because as I've said before, the slow growth in reference to everyone else's growth is more genuine because you get to interact with your audience, right? I got 3,000 followers. I guarantee you, probably 500 I don't actually know, but I've spoken to and speak to most of them.
Yeah,
and that's why people follow the Hoteps who are genuine. And so when I see people like Alex, like these things, it's
they
like
just bringing them to the Hoteps.
I can't trust anyone who's.
They're just bringing them to the Hoteps. I love watching these grifters grift, because when I see them do what they do, I'm just sitting back going, "Oh, look at all these people about to be Hoteps." Because at a certain point, a person's mind needs more, right? And that's what I had.
I remember talking about this. Yeah.
I had somebody say today in a tweet, they were like, yo, I left in 2015, I came back and it was a shit show, and the only sane person here was Hotep Jesus and the Hoteps, right? So this is what I was saying before. It's like you could deal with bots and you think, oh, these bots are real people. You can deal with these retarded boomers, but people who have an IQ above 100 are coming to fuck with the Hoteps. There are people looking for somebody with some nuance that isn't, like, people don't wake up every day and go, I want to see what Libs of TikTok got to say. No, after a certain period of time, people get exhausted with that shit and they look for more. So that's why when I see these people doing this shit, I'm like, keep going, keep fucking up, because all you doing is growing our base. And people are going to be looking for us. And little by little, they're going to come right here and be with us. So I don't worry about it. I think long term. I'm not looking at these numbers and retweets. I'm looking at long term, and long term, Hotepistan is forever.
I agree.
Oh, this is a real Hotep.
Let me get AK in here.
Wait, before I go. The other day, my wife, as you remember, I just talked about my wife having some red pill Hotep rage about the white people and the trans shooters and all that.
Yeah.
So the other day, she had a 25-minute long rant about Black people and Black History Month and why they're dropping the bag, just dropping the ball, and just sucking in general. And I secretly recorded it. I made her aware that I did it and she was done, but I'm gonna break it up into several parts that I just need y'all to hear, because
I can't wait.
Fucking hilarious.
I can't wait.
Fucking hilarious.
We might do a listen party. I'll stream one Saturday and we'll just do a listen party. And I'll pause it everywhere I want to make a comment.
It's pretty funny.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Much love, y'all. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. We're gonna get AK in here. We get AK in here. Let's talk to AK. Listen, man. See, I told people this before. I'm on my like third life. I've built followings before. Okay, I know how to build a following. I wrote a book on it. It's called Dominate Twitter. You can get that on my website, hotepjesus.com. All the grifters read it and ran with it.
Hotep, you're a genius. Hotepjesus.com.
I know how to build a following. I know
Call from
what it's like to build a righteous following. And what I'm saying is, you could look at what we are today, but man, when I turn 50, woo! You think TPUSA or something? Nigga, wait till we start flying people all around the country. It's gonna be insane. AK, what up, man?
What up, man?
What's good with him?
Man, it's good, man. This is the type of content that I truly look forward to. Now, you do a lot of big brain stuff on a regular, consistent basis, but the way that you're able to break down, like it's crazy because I have basically the same like idea path, right? Like I see it all ahead of me, like my third eye is open, but the way that you're able to break it down so concisely is exactly why I fuck with the Hoteps, because it's a way that you do it that just breaks it down. And here's the thing, man. I am disappointed in Alex Jones. And the reason I'm so disappointed is because he clearly understands that there is this true fight between those that want to control everyone and those that just want to have freedom.
Yes.
Right? That's the struggle since the beginning of time. I don't care what empire you go to. There's always this desire to control people. And Alex has been so spot on at seeing that and being able to understand. But in this instance, he fell for the lowest hanging fruit because let's be very candid. It's been a long time since the white man, quote unquote, was truly under assault. Right.
Correct.
And so now that you get a taste of what it's like, you fall for that low hanging fruit. And it just disappoints me because I said this before on a previous stream. If we were to fall for that same low-hanging fruit, there would never be a man who has melanin in his skin that would ever believe that the system is not against you. Because if you fall for that low-hanging fruit, then everything is going to be through that lens. And that's what's so frustrating is that Alex has had personal interactions with you. He understands that for you to be able to not take that low-hanging fruit and say, woe is me, that should mean something. That should burn into his soul to understand that that's part of the psyop, is to go after the low-hanging fruit, that tribalistic urge of it's us versus them, and realize that that is just a control mechanism. That's all it's ever been.
That's it.
I don't care what empire you go to, what time period. If you can get people to say it's us versus them along stupid, immutable traits, that's how empires have always fell. And for Alex to rail against the system and then fall for this, and I'm not saying he's fall all the way. Like, I don't believe he's gone.
Right.
But that's probably the most frustrating thing to me, man. And that's why
I'm just frustrated. That's exactly what it is. I'm frustrated with Alex.
Yeah, and
I
for you to lay
expect
it
that
out
from I expect it from, Libs of TikTok and all these grifters, but Alex, mad love for the guy. I can't tell you how kind he's been to me. And, the stories I have about when I went to Austin and hung out with him, I don't share publicly. But he was very, very, very kind to me, very generous to me. And I appreciate him for that. I appreciate him platforming me when nobody else would platform me. But I'm frustrated. And I don't think I could get to him any other way than what I did today.
Yeah. And that's honestly the best strategy, because if you bring it out with, again, that sincerity that is 100% ingrained in Hotep mindset, is being sincere.
Yeah.
Right. Like pointing out the entire premise that grifting is a thing is coming from a place of sincerity. And it's funny how many people miss that. It's because they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Like the entire premise of what Hotep Jesus has been able to bring to Hotep Nation is that there is grifting, but if you're sincere about the grifting, then it's endearing and you see it for what it is versus the insincere grifting that happens, which is what, we always make fun of and point out. And here's the thing, I'll say this. When it comes to who's part of the PSYOP and whatever, I truly think that people like Alex Jones, at least so far, I think are just falling for that low-hanging fruit. But yes, there are so many
It's low-hanging
agents out
fruit,
there.
yeah.
There's so many agents that it's not low-hanging fruit. They're doing it because they're part of the control structure, or they've been promised a part of the control structure. So you have the willing, malevolent forces that are going out there, which is what I think like a Jack Posobiec is. I think he knows what the intent is, or Ian Miles Strong. And then there's the people that I think get pulled into it, but then they've just adopted and they're just not able to see the bigger picture. And there's a whole other tier of those folks that are just pushing the content and not realizing. And then there's the people that don't even realize it. And that's what's so frustrating, is like, you have this capacity to understand and see things with a third eye, but in this one place, your blind spot, you fall victim. And people just have to understand, man, that's what the struggle is all about between, again, those that want to control, we'll call that the darkness, and those that want freedom, which is light. That's been the struggle as old as human history, man. And you just have to be able to realize that that's always in play. When you talk about the central bank, that's exactly like before the central bank was formed, there was still these shadowy forces that wanted to control and consolidate power, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when the central bank came along, it's like, oh, we can transcend borders, we can transcend people. We have this entire system, and it's so strong now. And on the right, it's like, oh, we won this little, you basically celebrate a little tiny victory, not realizing that this war has been going on and it's massive, and you fall for these low hanging fruits. But yeah, man, I'm just gonna keep on repeating myself, man.
The right wing has been compromised. These influencers and new quote unquote reporters are recycling news to mind warp you. Trust your gut. The bill was expected. They are not on your side. Influence operations require influences. And that person was following me. They have a lot of followers. I've since followed them back.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing. It's the reason, like I said, why so many of us are here, is because, again, your sincerity and how you come through and the way that you break it down. Shit, there's no one else out there like you, HJ. So keep it up, man. Hotep and Build. See everyone at the Grifties. Make sure to go to grifties.com. You can vote. I've been trying to push up Goldstein because, we got to push him up the ranks. Been trying to push you up. We need to get you to top 10. So make sure everyone that's listening to the stream or listening back later, go to grifties.com. You can vote. I believe 10 votes every hour. Make sure to do your thing. Hotep and Build.
Hotep and Build. So look at this account. Where's Dre? Let's let Dre call in. We're gonna get to all the callers. I'm gonna take care of y'all today. This account right here. Marine, America First, Pure Blood, Blue Collar, Redneck, Be Offended, right? Just typical, just bot activity. Trump won bigly 76. This just smells like a Chinese bot. You're wrong, my man. You discredit yourself by saying this. White people are being assaulted at alarming rates, and the media refuses to cover it. You think I believe this is a real person? It's not a real person, bro. And that's the thing. Like, Alex will receive 100 of these comments, and he might believe that it's real. These aren't real people. Real white people aren't doing this shit.
Call from
Andre, bro.
Yo, Dre, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Hotep and Bill. Man, I'm disappointed that Alex fell for it. I mean, I understand that you're under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So, even the best of us could slip. But somebody called it earlier, I think it was Strong, that the real threat is to all men. This new way of feminism, right, okay. Now, honestly, I understand, biology a little bit. I know you got some, in some species, some mammal species are homosexuals. Because I've seen men dog have sex with men dogs, other men dogs and stuff like that. So that's something I understand, and that could translate from animals, that could translate into humans. I'm not mad at anybody for their sexual preferences. My thing is that they try to force it down the throat. And they try to force it down the throat of us black people first because we make everything cool. If we come out tomorrow and say X, Y, Z,
XYZ becomes cool within 5-6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And now, because the people them who are in charge, the bigger heads, they on a depopulation agenda. And the best way you can have a depopulation agenda is, you know, not no more men and women having sex to create babies.
Correct.
So, like I said, they're like, I've seen it personally, they're doing a lot of things. Like, I watch, like, these relationship things, right? And the animosity they try to build between the black man and the black woman. I'm sure they do it for white folks too, but that's not the audience. That's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for stuff that relates to me. So I see all of these things on these relationship spheres, you know, talking about, oh yeah, men this, men that, men this, men that. They never say nothing wrong about what the woman has done wrong.
Right.
It's like accountability. Like females, they never held accountable for the stuff that they do. Men, now, you know, they drag us through the mud for the simplest stuff that we do. I mean, I even see one that really, you know, grind my gears, sounding like Peter Griffin now. That a woman gave this man a jacket. Oh, I'm sorry. This woman had a child, claiming it was belonging to one dude when it belonged to somebody else. And then I'm seeing that women are saying that, oh, yeah, he should still go ahead and support that. Now, monogamy, right? The way white men develop monogamy because they don't want to put their resources into raising not their seed, which is understandable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Us black people, Bob Marley, for example, Bob and Rita Marley. Well, most folks might not know that Rita Marley have other kids that are not Bob Marley own. That's something that's not talked about. You know what I mean? Nobody has gotten on, you know, Rita case for having other kids. They're saying like, because Bob was cheating too. But two wrongs don't make a right.
Right.
Where's the accountability?
Correct.
So all I'm trying to say, they're trying to get everybody fighting against everybody. And one thing that, if it could happen, will kill all of it. That if poor white people and poor black people, or poor white men and poor black men, realize that at the end of the day, we have the same enemy.
Yep.
We have the same person coming after our neck.
Yep.
Now, we can't be caught up in these distractions. You know, take your hand out of my pocket if you know if you don't want to reference it. You can't get caught up in them. You can't get caught up in the distractions. You gotta keep your eye laser focused on what's the real problem. Right. And I've said it before. White men need to get white women back under control. We need to, like I said, me personally, I'm 51. Right? I'm thinking about going back to college so I can engage with these people and piss them off.
I thought about that too.
I'm gonna do it, and the government's gonna pay for me. Pay for me to go back to school, so I'm gonna make sure of it. Because I'm sick and tired. You know what I mean? Like, you were talking about DEI. If you watch a lot of these futuristic movies, the last one I watched, I was watching The Fifth Element last night. There's only 2 lanes in the future for a black man. You're either a soldier, like how Devo was like a soldier, because the president was basically the head of the military, or the Chris Tucker caricature.
Yeah.
That's like the only 2 lanes.
Correct.
And I don't want either of those lanes, because first, you know what I mean, the only time I'm shooting somebody, my life is in danger too.
Correct.
And I'm not dressing up in no one-piece tied-up suit, you know what I mean, wearing lipsticks or none of that. That's no part of me.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's no outward part of me that I want to express. So it's like we as men, we have to put our foot down. We have to get in these women's behind. I can't get back on Twitter, because when I was going to get back on Twitter, I was going to throw dirt on women, period, especially black women, because I'm going to say this. They have been sold a shitty bill of goods up to this day and age.
Yes.
Right? Why are sisters still wearing wigs and weaves? you know, going to get all this plastic surgery. That's the peer view of white people. And I've always said it. A lot of black women want to be white women. And they don't realize the power of the blackness. They don't realize the power of being a black woman. You know, literally Mother Earth. Because the white scientists are said it. You know, the oldest human ancestor is a black woman from in somewhere in East Africa. Mother Earth, simple, and you don't want to hold on. You want to be like somebody else. When you, really and truly, you're the blueprint. You know.
Well, that's why they went. That's why they grabbed her first and turned her ass into the psyop.
Exactly, exactly. And we gotta find a way to reach out to these women. Me personally, I believe in the iron fist. Fuck a velvet glove. You're gonna have to get up in their face and, like, you know what I mean? And let them know, and let, you know, smoother folks like you, like, say, like, okay, but understand this is where he's coming from. You know what I mean? I have no problem being the bad guy. I have no problem wake up in the morning and choosing violence. That's just me personally. So, but I'm sorry for Alex. I understand that he's under a lot of pressure. To say that I'm going to forgive him or hold him against it, I'm not going to do neither. I'm going to let him do him, and hopefully he checks himself.
Yeah, I think he will. He'll course correct. He'll correct himself.
He will do that course correct.
And he'll admit it too. He's a man, so he'll admit it. So I have strong hope for Alex. Hey, appreciate the call. Let me get the next caller, man.
Yeah, but like I said, I gotta say that. But like I said, I want to hear Joe to take on this. So
hi, say less.
Yeah, he's one of the few people I call in to actually listen to, because he do have good points. Strong Dad and Goldstein, they do have good points too. But Jonah got the kind of view that, you know, he might have been somebody in Langley or somebody who found stuff for folks in Langley and interpreted it on his own. So that's why I like him. I'm not calling him an op or nothing like that. I'm just saying.
But he might be. All right, yo. Appreciate you, man.
All right, man. What's up and Bill to the people, man.
All right, later. Ronan calling. Let's talk to Roland. Trish is in the chat. Shout out to my sis, Trish. Trish is another example of somebody who was all up in political Twitter, and then shit went left, and she was like, I gotta leave. And you don't see her on the time like
Ronan.
that. Ronan, what's up, man?
Much love, Hotep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
All right. I just wanted to share a little piece of a message.
Okay.
A little bit of a plug-in as well, but I run a little motivational podcast called The Monday Mindset. And I just wanted to read you a little quote from one of my scripts that I think really applies to everything that's kind of going on right now. We must stand firm in our morals and creed against the coming storm that has rained upon us such embers of poison, vitriol, malice. We must stand tall in our individuality. We must speak our words with honesty and humility and strength. Our actions must reflect the moral creed that guides our mindset, that elevates our soul. Embrace the art of living. Embrace being a fully functioning human. Embrace the realm of love. Manifest into the essential reality within the personal universe of your actualization.
That's Hotep right there.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
That's Hotep right there. I love that.
And
that's a strong message.
Thank you. And part of the reason I say that is that, you know, one of the reasons why I love Hotep Nation and I really resonate with you and Cannon and everyone in the chat is because what I see in the Hotep Nation is a community of like-minded individuals with similar goals and creeds, and they're unified under one idea. And that's something that makes Hotep Nation so beautiful, is that no matter who we are in terms of our walks of life, our paths, we are all on the same journey. And that destination is to be true to ourselves and one with ourselves. And one thing that I think a lot of us are missing right now And I think, as you are well aware, we're dealing with a spiritual warfare that's also going on. And many people who have taken the vacations have subsequently disconnected themselves from their God gene, from the essence of our life.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you're also seeing is that even people who may have not taken the vacations, but they have been so subjugated to the domestication system that we live in. And the moment you become domesticated by your belief system, that is the moment you lose your individuality and you become ingrained into the hive mentality, as I like to put it. And it could be possible that Alex Jones is currently experiencing that himself, that he is beginning to become subjugated within the hive mentality, whether that's willingly or unwillingly. But I think for many of us out there, when we see moments like that with people who are slowly taking this complete 180, we kind of have to ask ourselves, what happened along the line for them to become domesticated into this belief system? It's no different than the alphabet community and children who are being subjugated to the trans movement as well. That is a form of domestication. And if we do not break free from that domestication, then you fall into the feminist Marxism, the world that the transhumanism, all of that kind of fun jazz. So just something I wanted to share, and I really appreciate everyone, and I hope everyone just kind of remembers to stay true to yourself and remember that the destination determines the journey.
You're Ronan Hotep on Twitter, right?
Yes, yep, I'm Ronan R Music. Yep, that's me.
Right. All right, I got you. I just followed you.
Awesome. And I'm going to also send you a song that I think if you want to let's share it to the chat. It's one of my songs. I also make music, but it also kind of coincides with everything that's going on. So if you're interested, feel free to share it, and I'll send it to you in your DMs.
Hey, send it over, man. I appreciate that.
No problem. Hotep and build, and much love, everybody.
All right, Hotep and build. We got Steph Colonel here. Let's listen to Steph. Oh, excuse me. It's no longer an attack on groups. Algo might be smart enough to get us individually. Yeah, the algorithm. Yeah, that's a good. Somebody sent me a text message. He said it's no longer an attack on groups. The algo might be smart enough to get us individually. I agree. That's definitely a possibility. I would not put that outside the realm of possibilities. Absolutely nailed it.
Call from
Steph Colonel.
Steph, what up, man?
What up? What up?
What's good with him?
Hey, yo, first of all, man, every time I think you hit your ceiling, it's just like you just blast through that shit, bro. Like you, yo, see, and I'm happy because when people do realize, or when people finally do come to Hotep and they see this episode and they see you holding effectively, Alex Jones effectively would be a gatekeeper on our side or whatever side this is the right or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? They can see how real this community is and how we don't let no bullshit slide from anybody.
Correct.
We hold each other accountable, and we
even if that means losing a friend and somebody man. In a powerful place, right? Like if Alex Jones never has me on a platform and this is the stream that makes him not like me anymore, so be it, but I'm willing to risk that to make sure that we try to course correct humanity, and I keep it real with my audience.
Yeah, and I can tell how even when you were just expressing your thoughts, you thought about this shit. Like you didn't. I don't think you just woke up and said this is what happened today. Like when you saw it, like you felt the way, and then you gave it thought and you just poured it out, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? Yeah. I mean, normally I don't take notes for my stream. Normally I just all off the top. Today I was like, nope. There's a couple of things I need to make sure I say. So I had notes to the side outside of my tweets. You're right. I thought about this. I put a lot of thought into it because I did not want it to be taken as an attack on Alex Jones or I'm exposing Alex Jones. That's not what this was. This was a message to my friend, hoping that him and other people learn from this.
Yeah.
Because like I said in the beginning, this message wasn't just for Alex Jones. This is for all influencers. Don't fall for the bait.
Yes, this is going to be a great template in the future. This is one of these episodes that's going to age really fucking well, man. What else was I going to say? Yo, you know what I was thinking too? Because you were talking about how these people on replying to you and Alex could be bots. Yo, technically, Alex Jones has been banned from social media for like years. We're talking about since like 2017, right? So, and since then, social media and the farming and stuff has like really evolved. Like, it's weird. I don't know if you necessarily want to give Alex Jones credit for this, but maybe he does not know how to navigate through this era of social media.
He doesn't. He's too old to. I think he's way too old to. I don't think it's any fault of his, but his generation, you know, he wasn't on MySpace. He wasn't on Black Planet. You know what I mean? So he wasn't in the Halo lobbies. He wasn't in the Call of Duty lobbies. So you're right. There's no way he could.
He wasn't in the Grand Theft Auto lobbies, you know?
Right. He wasn't in the GTA lobbies. And that's a blind spot for him. And that's why I wanted to pull his shirt and say, yo, you got a blind spot. And that's why I made sure my stream today was educational. Here's how they create this shit. You think your following's real? No, these are bots telling you to say this shit, Alex. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to make it educational.
Yeah, and as far as the reactionary right goes, with how these people are reacting to just like you said when you showed the article about I forgot to do Damon Young or whoever wrote that article. First of all, the dude's a bitch nigga. That's first and foremost, right? So people are getting mad at something that real people look at the straight men or straight black men or the white men or black people or whatever. We look at that shit. We wholeheartedly discard that shit. We don't acknowledge any of that.
Right.
But you guys will take it, the libs of TikTok, the wokenesses, you guys will take it and make a whole big thing about it and then tie that to black people in general.
Right.
Where a lot of the black community, first of all, nobody even fucking subscribes to the root like that in the first place. That's number one. No,
we've been jumped off that shit.
Not no real motherfuckers. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't, when you see these posts, don't give them any validity. Just never give these people any validity. But honestly, man, that's all I got. Like sometimes when I come on here, man, I gotta try to gather myself because when you come on here and spit and fucking fire, I just get fucking excited, man. I'm dead serious. Like I'm not even the type of person to get excited around. People or easily impressed, but bro, you knock that shit out the park every fucking time, man. You knock that shit out the park every time, bro.
Damn, man, appreciate that, man. I don't know, I just be speaking what's on my mind, you know. Like I've always been like that, you know. And
but not only that, you know what you do too. See, you speak real shit, but you fill in the gaps for what a lot of us might have been kind of on the wave of what you were thinking, but we just couldn't express it. And you just feel it, and you fill in that gap, and that's when you're like, oh shit, boom, you hitting it, you know?
Nah, I appreciate that. And pause, by the way.
Shit, my bad, pause, yeah. My fault.
I just remember, being in a corporate office, for example, and something's wrong, and everybody's scared to talk to the boss, and they go, Brian, can you be our voice? Because we're too afraid to do it. School, same thing. Can you talk to the teacher? Because I've always been that guy in that role where I had to be the voice for the people because either they were afraid or they couldn't articulate it. And thank God my mom was an English professor at a university, and I was blessed with the gift of gab. So, you know, I'm trying to use it for good and not evil. And I appreciate y'all because, you know, y'all keep putting the battery in my back. Because after I finished my rant, I checked the chat. They was like I was going, you know, super saiyan. And to me, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm about to say. You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all the real MVPs, man.
Yo, we tried, man. And also too, like I said in the chat earlier, like some of us, when you were talking about you know, answering the call to being a leader, and you know, you having to be a leader for your people, that's just some shit that's in you, man.
Yeah.
That's some shit that was just given to you by the creator, God, wherever you refer to him as, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel the same way too. Like I have situations where I have to exude leadership qualities, and a lot of us in here are leaders in our own right, you know what I'm saying? But that's what makes us all great, because we're all leaders in some way, shape, or form, and we come together and we get to collaborate.
That's what makes it. That's what I was saying. Like Hotep Nation, they be like, "Yo, Hotep, you got followers." I'm like, "No, I don't. I got leaders."
We got leaders. Yo, that's a fact.
You know,
that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? We educate each other, and we just make each other stronger.
Right.
So
right. Hey, appreciate
all
you,
right,
man.
Bro. You got a Hotep and Bill, man.
Hotep and Bill. Somebody said, HJ, you do got a way of distilling important concepts and making them digestible. Yeah, I don't know what that's from. I think my secret is study of subconscious thought and contemplation, and also being an only child. Like being an only child made me like over analytical of everything. So, and I think also being misunderstood a lot throughout my youth, like having these crazy thoughts and then saying them, and everybody like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then having to come back and being like, all right, I didn't say that right. Or I should have thought that through. So contemplation plus experience, you know, brings me to where we at today. But look at this. Look at this on the screen here. Shots fired. Is this part of the ritual? Remember when I was doing the triangulation of the next op? And I was like, wait, where's the Super Bowl this year? Remember I said that? That was during a Hotep's Been Told You episode, and I was deep in thought, and I was trying to triangulate, and I'm like, all right, this, that, nah. Where's the Super Bowl? Is this it? Is this it? You're only child too? Shout out to the only children in the chat. Appreciate you. I got a half brother and half sister, but they were older and they didn't live with us. So I grew up as an only child with a half brother and half sister, but they're still my brother and sister. But they're much older. I think my brother's like 60 years old or some shit like that. And my sister's like 50 something, if not 60. I think my brother's 70. He don't look it though. The nigga look young. He's in great shape. He's a motorcycle instructor and he's a fucking black belt in Kung Fu. He looks very young. We have really good genes in our family. But what's up with this? What's up with this, man? They shooting at the Kansas City shit? Where's Taylor Swift when you need her? Where is she? Taylor Swift, get down here right now. Create some peace. They wouldn't have been shooting around Beyonce like this. Let me stop. Oh, shit. Is anybody injured? Prayers to the family if anybody's been injured or anything like that. But I don't know what's going on, man. Looks as if some fans took down a shooter as he was running away. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Wait, what? Hold on. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to see something. Oh, they got his ass. They sure did. They sure did. They grabbed his ass. Oh, good punch. They were shooting at the Kansas City shit. The Kansas City Super Bowl party or whatever. They were shooting down there. Police got another cat. See, this is why we talking about men. Men protect. See how they grabbed his ass up that quick?
Yeah, it's crazy because that's what I was calling in to talk about.
Make sure y'all subscribe to Cannon. I'm sure Cannon's gonna do a deep dive into this. Make sure you pause. Make sure you check out Cannon. Oh shit. Oh fuck. They was black kids. They was. You know what that means?
Oh man.
You know what that means? They gonna say, Hotep Jesus, remember what you said about Alex Jones? Look at these niggas. That's what you was calling in for?
No, I was calling in for, like you said, men protect.
Yeah.
When you got to that part, everything started clicking because kind of like Steph said, like. You really do, like, you would come in some days, you just knock the shit out of the park, and then, like, that missing link, man, I'll be telling you, it's always like that missing link. You just bring everything together, and sometimes it just be a matter of what I'll be doing, like, the previous night or whatever I've been looking into myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking at some similar stuff. I wasn't looking at Alex Jones in particular, but, I mean, ironically enough, you had Jay Dyer on here the other week.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at some of the people that got me into him, right, last night, and they were talking about some similar stuff. Like you were specifically mentioning how they kind of try to attack masculinity through the red pill,
right?
And ironically enough, last night I happened to hop on YouTube and I saw a debate going on one of the channels I watch about red pill being harmful. And I was going to go back to the beginning of the debate and watch it from the beginning, but the part that I happened to hop in on, they were kind of grilling the one guy who wasn't even, like, he agrees with, the red pill, but he's more of like, a Christian conservative who's like, he got some different prescriptions than, a lot of the people in the red pill, right?
Yeah.
They were essentially doing exactly what you said and trying to, like, they weren't talking about the red pill. They were talking about content creators. And then he was putting their feet to the fire, like forcing them. He was like, the red pill is not content creators. You can't have a debate about the red pill and then sit here and try to have a debate about these specific little content creators.
Right.
You gotta have a debate about the concept.
Content creators,
I think
right.
The reason they do that is because exactly what you said, right? Because the people who really put this together was like this guy. I don't know if you heard of the Playing with Fire shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever heard that, some man else. So that guy and some other chick were kind of running the debate and thing and everything, and they are fairly feminine. Like I'm pretty sure they agree with a lot of feminist talking points and everything. So when you brought that up today, I was like, man, all of that just kind of started to click together. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like. I was like, this is an attack on masculinity. And the guy, Andrew Wilson, was the guy that they were going back and forth with. I don't know. As far as masculinity is concerned, I don't know the guy personally or anything, but the way he held it down, like he did not let them move from that point, right? He kept sticking on that point. And that's what a man does. That was that masculinity showing. They were trying to attack it. They were trying to make him look crazy. But he was pointing out, like, no, you're not going to have to flip this around and have a completely different discussion than what y'all was saying y'all was having.
Right.
Y'all playing games, and I'm going to point out the fact that y'all playing games, and we can sit here, we can just play this game back and forth as long as you want to play it. Like he was like, I got all night.
Right.
So, But no, I mean, we don't necessarily need to be debating online or anything. But I thought that's a good example of like the kind of person you got to be with these psyops, right? Like you can't let them get you sucked into all of this shit and start spitting out the same talking points. You can't let them trap you in the game. A lot of people might have fell for that and started trying to defend the content creators and shit. It's like, he ain't got no need, It's probably easier for him because he's more of a, Christian guy over there, so he ain't trying to defend the red pill anyway. I think that was their problem, right? He can agree with it. He just agree with the discourse and everything, but he ain't got to defend it. He ain't no investment in it, right? You don't need to be invested in this stuff.
Yeah.
But you can understand it.
Yeah.
And you can even utilize the knowledge. You always want to utilize the knowledge, like you were saying, to make sure you don't repeat those mistakes. Those mistakes of the lily white movement. That's exactly what you said. We're seeing that shit again today.
Yep.
Gotta wait, keep people awake, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Let me get back to this Chiefs coverage.
Yeah, man. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. He right. You can't just attack the red pill. You gotta talk about, okay, that specific content creator. So they're saying this is one of the two gunmen. Now, he definitely looked like a gunman. That look on his face looked like he'd been arrested before. Now, chat, you tell me, what's his race? I'm not going to do speculating. Y'all do the speculating. Y'all tell me. Y'all smart. And you might be wrong, but, for the sake of speculation, what's this man's race? Can somebody tell me? Because those teens that we saw, they might not have been the shooter. They might have been, doing something else mischievous or not mischievous, right? We don't know. And this guy might not be the shooter, although he looked like he was the shooter. What y'all think this man's race is? From our horse said he looking kind of white. Matt Earth Theory said Latinx. Some kind of Spanish, Native American, Venezuelan. Cubans, Colombian. That's what Rumble's saying. Rumble's saying there's some Castros. Hispanic, right? He definitely looks ambiguous. He definitely looks racially ambiguous. I'm going to jump out the window and just say he an illegal migrant for the sake of clicks. for the sake of the agenda, right? Yeah, he's an illegal migrant. I don't know what this guy is. He definitely looked like he was a shooter, but we don't know. We got to wait and see this. There's still, I can't watch somebody get CPR as they bleed on the ground. I can't do that. I can't do that. We're not going to show that. Trying to see if we got more details. No, we don't want no graphic. So these kids is running. I got a feeling these kids are not the shooter. I could be wrong though. These kids right here. They might be. I have a feeling they was up to something else though, if that's them. And if there was anything, it was probably some gang violence. I don't think it was, oh, we came out here to shoot Whitey. It could have been also just fighting. You stepped on my Jordan, so now we got to fight. It could be that situation. Pure speculation at this point. We have no facts. I'm going to do a Google on this story in just a second. Then I'm going to leave and start training my boys and then go to dinner, take the family out for little Galentine's Day, as somebody in the chat said. All right, I can't find any more information. Let me see if I can Google and see if we got information on the Kansas City shooter. And then I'll put it on the screen so you guys can follow my journey for the truth. I just hope they ain't black, man. I hope they ain't black, man. The illegals got to wear this one, man. At least one person was killed. Damn. 9 others injured. of the injured, 3 were in critical condition. Remember we told you election season, get low. Don't be going to all these shits with a whole lot of people, especially not around no Super Bowl shit, man. You know that's when they gonna use the department did not identify suspects. The shooting appears to be criminal in nature and not terrorism, according to preliminary investigation. 3 law enforcement officials briefed on the incident. So NBC don't know shit. At least not according to this blog. This happened near Union Station. And you know, anytime you have a lot of people just in one area, you just never know, man. It's like, it's just, you know, pushing and shoving because it's crowded. We don't have, who's the suspect? Let's see the suspect. Who got the suspect? All right, let's go to news. Change to past hour. Okay. Independent, what do you got? Do you got anything for us, Independent? Lord, please don't let the shooter be black. White folks, you gotta have this one, man. Y'all gotta have this one. It better be an illegal or a white man, man, because if it's a black person, oh, Lord Jesus. We definitely gonna lose Alex, man. Oh, we definitely don't. Please don't let the motherfucker be black. We gonna lose Alex for good. Come on, Alex. Come back home. Please, man. Please. Please, Alex. Please. Come back home. What else we got? All right, 13 minutes ago. I'm looking for a local. I was hoping we have a local one. Took 2 people into custody. They took more than 2 people into custody. That video I just showed y'all was 3 kids. 3 black kids in the custody. So it was more than 2 people. Plus that, you know, racially ambiguous dude. We don't know. You know, probably illegal from Guatemala or some shit. Yeah, we don't. Captain Jake Bacina, a spokesman. Man, Jake Paulin about to do numerology. What's today? Damn, wait, isn't today like, wasn't Valentine's Day a massacre or some shit like that? This is all symbolic, man. The red, the Valentine's Day, the Super Bowl, 1 in 9. What does 9 mean? 1 in 9. 1 dead, 9 injured. What's the numerology on that? Somebody do the numerology on that. What's the numerology? What number Super Bowl is this? LV plus 3. Somebody tell me what that. I know 5 is, V is 5, so that's 8. What's the L stand for? I can't remember my Roman numerals. What the L stand for, y'all? 50? No, 50 was, I think M is 100. What's the V? Somebody in the chat will help me out. All right, let's go back. Oh, Roy Benson said 9/11. Lord have mercy. 58. Okay. So that was 50, right? L is 50. Okay. Is M 100? I think M is 100. Fox 5 DC. What's Fox 5 DC saying?
Hopefully we can get you some of those live pictures that we're getting into the Fox 5 newsroom right now. Today, as we know, Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, were celebrating their Super Bowl there at the parade. These are live pictures right now. Kansas City police confirming there was a shooting near the parade route. If you're familiar with this area, this is in downtown Kansas City, Grand Avenue there. That's where the parade route was happening. Union Station is the train station nearby. Police reporting there were shots fired near Union Station. Unconfirmed if it may have been related to the parade, but you see people there dispersing now as police continue to try and...
If it happened near Union Station, that to me tells us like either it's terrorist or it's an argument.
Get a hold of the situation. Right now, we see some people being walked away, as I imagine some children there scared, maybe lost amongst the crowd as those shots were fired and people ran. We will take you back live to Kansas City if there's
left
any...
that little kid hauled ass. You got to bring your kid. You can't leave your kid. NBC Chicago. Hold on, let me check the chat. I know the chat got the Christian martyr executing for performing weddings for soldiers who were forbidden to marry and ministering to persecuted Christians of the Roman Empire. Yeah, near the station. That's not Union Station in New York, though. Hold on, let me finish these super chats. I missed these. Descendant of Loki, 10 gifted Hotep Jesus memberships. Shout out to Loki. Appreciate you. Single-handedly keeping the channel alive. You know how I'm a real, I'm a real one? I'm going to tell you how. This is how I know I'm real. Because every time I play these videos, my channel can't be, that video cannot be monetized. Like literally none of my videos can be monetized because I play videos. But I'm like content over money. The money will come. Content over money. Go support manofwater.com. That's how we can support. Nothing here. Don't nobody know nothing. All right. So wait, how does this go now? If the media does not report the race, that means he's definitely POC. Because if he was white, he'd be front and center. So white people, you're probably in the clear. If it was a white shooter, his face would have been on it. So it's definitely a POC. Either it's an illegal or it's a Hispanic or black person. Otherwise, we'd had a name. If it was, and see, this is why I be with y'all on the whole white shit. But I'm not on some like, saying, white people are victims. No, I'm just saying I know how the media operates. And if he was white, they would have put him on our screen. That is true. We'd have known. What's this?
We went out today, like everyone in Kansas City, looking to have a celebration. That celebration was marred by a shooting today. And we recognize that there are some who are injured. We are praying for the safety of everyone. I've talked to a few different folks so far. One, we have spoken to the Kansas City Chiefs, who made clear that their prayers are with everyone who was at the parade today, everyone in Kansas City, and everyone who was touched by this incident. They also noted that their players, coaches, and staff are all accounted for at this point and safe. We, however, note that this is a fluid situation, so all that we are sharing now may change as the hours go ahead. We've also received a call from the White House that offered all federal assistance in the investigation. We had federal agencies present today. We appreciate that, and certainly in the days ahead and the hours ahead, we will make sure we continue to do this work. Wow. I will say personally, first, a thank you to the women and men of law enforcement, to the women and men who work with the Kansas City Fire Department and our other agencies. When the shooting started, I, like many others, ran for safety. I saw a number of agencies, including the Kansas City Police Department, officers with guns drawn who were running towards danger. We thank them for that. As I was leaving the scene, I saw members of our Kansas City Fire Department administering aid to folks who were seriously injured without concern for the shootings and the challenges that were near them. This is absolutely a tragedy, the likes of which we would have never expected in Kansas City, and the likes of which we will remember for some time. However, I want to say thank you to those who are making sure that we are safe today, those who are investigating this incident, and those who will continue to make sure that those who committed these acts today are brought to justice. We'll come back for some questions at the end of the Chief's comments, but now the Police Chief, Stacey Graves.
Chief Stacey Graves, Kansas City, Missouri Police Department.
I ain't finished the chitty chat
At
yet.
the conclusion of the Chiefs rally today, there were shots fired on the west side of Union Station. Immediately, officers responded to the area, took 2 people into custody, and also immediately rendered life-sustaining aid to those victims. We're still gathering information on the number and the status of victims. But like I said, we know that one of the victims is deceased. We also know that officers ran towards danger. Officers were there to keep everyone safe. I'm angry at what happened today. The people who came to this celebration should expect a safe environment. We had over 800 law enforcement officers, Kansas City and other agencies, at the location to keep everyone safe. Because of bad actors, which were very few, this tragedy occurred, even in the presence of uniformed law enforcement officers, who again ran towards them and took them into custody. To the people who were injured in this tragedy, our hearts go out to you and your families. This investigation is just beginning, and we are working safely to clear all surrounding areas and businesses. This is still an active investigation. We will continue to keep you updated. We will keep you updated on Twitter and most likely a follow-up press availability. Did you have anything?
Are you saying one of the shooters is dead?
No. One of our victims has been declared deceased. We have. Right now, we have up to 10 to 15 injured by. Yes. Right now, we do not have an exact number of people who were victims of a gunshot wound. It could be upwards from 10 to 15, with 1 deceased.
Do you know how many are in critical condition at this point?
I do not have conditions on our victims just yet.
Any believed to be children?
I do not believe that any of them were children.
Any law enforcement injured in this first response?
Nothing of note.
Who's the shooter?
Chief, what prompted? What do you guys believe now prompted the shooting?
That is still under investigation. I myself was outside when I heard the shots fired. It is an ongoing investigation. It's going to take us a little bit to determine exactly what led up to the shooting. I will say, though, we do have 2 suspects in custody.
There are rumors circulating on social media that some fans may have helped detain one of those.
I have heard that as well. I have heard that fans got involved in the apprehension or the pursuit of one of the suspects. I cannot confirm that right now, but that is something that I have heard myself.
Yes. Talk about the response time, because you say 10 to 15 possibly injured in the shooting. There was 800 officers there. This happened pretty quickly. So can you talk about when this started, sort of a timeline from there to the point where your officers responded, to the point where you had KCFD helping to render first aid?
As soon as the rally concluded, there were shots fired on the west side of Union Station. Officers were on scene in the area. I know one of the suspects was immediately pursued on foot. Like I said, there's 2 suspects in custody. I have heard the information that was just requested. I will confirm or deny that. But after that, immediately officers began rendering life-sustaining aid, calling in fire, which is the fire department, to also assist victims.
Do you know if there were more than 2 people taken into custody? Because we had 2 people, after you guys had made your announcement, there were 2 people in custody, 2 people live on our air being taken, handcuffed, put into vans. So can you tell us about that and the process as this investigation continues?
I don't know exactly the 2 that you're talking about that your camera caught on video being loaded into a wagon. I don't know that, but I can tell you that in and around that scene, it is still active. Not active in necessarily threats, but it's a very active scene. We're still investigating. This is still early on. We still have parties that are walking into hospitals.
Chief Graves, do you know anything about the suspects in terms of where they're from? Are
Are they from Kansas City?
I do not know that, but that's something that I also will be finding out.
2 questions. We were hearing upwards of maybe 20 shots. Can you talk about the number that you heard while you were
I'm hearing 10 to 15, possibly 15, with the one that is deceased.
And do you know anything about the timing? It seems odd it's waited to the very end of the rally.
I don't have anything about, I can't give you an answer on the timing. I can just say that that's when it occurred, and we are investigating what led up to that. Maybe once we get some of those details, we'll know why that happened at that time, but right now it's still too new.
Chief, was it just one incident or multiple incidents that injured multiple?
That is something that is under investigation.
Mayor Quinton Lucas, you talked about how you were on the ground and you yourself had to run for safety. I understand we're still waiting on a timeline and trying to understand what exactly happened. But we were having a Super Bowl parade, and this is what the country is talking about now. What is your message to this city at a time like this?
I second the comments by the chief of police. I'm heartbroken. First of all, I'm praying for the victims and the families impacted. I start with them. I'm incredibly upset, disappointed. I was there with my wife. I was there with my mother. We never would have thought that we, along with Chiefs players, along with fans, hundreds of thousands of people, would be forced to run for our safety today. I think that I'll let the investigation shake out before coming to any further conclusions, but I think the initial response absolutely is anger. You know, we have done a number of these now, and this is a day that a lot of people look forward to, something they remember for a lifetime. And what they shouldn't have to remember is the threat of gun violence.
So wait a second, y'all saying 15 people involved? That's 1-5, that's Mahomes' jersey? Lord have mercy.
And I don't want us to have to, in our country, for every big event, think about a concern of being shot. As the chief noted, we had a lot of law enforcement officers there today. They did exceptional and outstanding work, and I will second that again. Because on your timeline point, I was inside of Union Station. We heard something. A number of us start running, and I see a stream of officers going the exact other direction, in with guns drawn, ready to address danger. And that was the situation throughout. People who responded absolutely immediately. But I wish that we lived in a world where they wouldn't have to do that. I wish we live in a world where we wouldn't have to see incidents like that. But I'm as heartbroken as anybody. We will do a full and thorough investigation. I hope that we bring whoever this is to justice, and we will continue to try to make sure that we can be as safe as possible. However, when you have people who decide to bring guns to events, when you have people who are deciding to try to mar events, celebratory ones like this one, all of us start to become members of this club that none of us want to be a part of, which is those who have experienced mass shootings. I hope for Kansas City this is one of the last times we experienced that.
Were the players in any danger at any point?
What's that? Sorry, I'm going.
In danger at any point?
Was I in danger?
No, any of the players, the Chiefs players.
You know what? I think we'll let the investigation take a look at that. The police department responded effectively, I think incredibly quickly, to make sure that people would be out of harm's way. That being said, a number of us had to flee from a situation because we heard a sound of gunshots. So I'll let you answer your own question in terms of whether you think that's something that puts you in danger or not. In my view, anytime shots are nearby, you don't know where they're coming from, you don't know who's firing them and all of that, then perhaps there is a situation of danger.
This is a question for fire.
Thank you guys.
Can I ask a fire question?
Of the 10 to 15 injured that you say, are all of those gunshots, I want to know, and do you have a sense of how many, or are some of those also critical in injury?
We've covered that. We don't have that information.
I just have a fire question.
10 to 15 is what we have, potentially 15. One deceased. I don't have a condition on the other gunshot victims.
Those are all gunshots.
Correct.
Correct. We don't know how many.
One fire question,
I do not.
because Chief Graves said that
We're going to have a lot of updates later, guys. We got to go inside and gather this information. I appreciate it.
Where are the updates, Jake, later?
Just look on Twitter.
I just have one. I just have one. I just have one. Sure. I just have. Excuse me. I just have one thing to say. This is not Kansas City. I'm angered by what happened, but I want you to know that the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department and all the law enforcement officers that were there today, that were serving and protecting, did the best that they could, and I'm so proud of them that they ran into danger getting 2 people into custody, and at the same time rendering life-sustaining aid to those victims. We were here for a safe celebration, and because of 2 bad actors or more, it is why we're standing here today. We will recover as a city. My heart goes out to our victim who is deceased. But your police department stands ready, and we are invested in the safety and betterment of Kansas City. Thank you.
We'll send you guys more updates on Twitter, okay? Follow the Twitter account, and we'll put the updates that we have on Twitter.
Police Chief Stacey Graves and Kansas City, Missouri Mayor Quentin Lucas on the steps of police headquarters downtown. And some of the headlines here. Police Chief Stacey Graves, I am angry over what happened today. This is not Kansas City. 2 or more bad actors.
All right, you're hearing the coverage from our affiliate KMCB in Kansas City there of a press conference. Officials, Mayor Quentin Lucas and Police Chief Stacey Graves of Kansas City, and they are police confirming there that at least one person is.
Man, see? Hotep's been told you. Hotep's been told you. Some shit was gonna go down. Man. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Bad actors. Yeah, I don't understand that concept either. I tend not to be critical of something when I don't understand it. I might make jokes, but I don't understand what they mean by that. Tyler Rose said false flag. I don't know. Somebody says Casey. Heather. She says Casey has one of the highest murder rates per capita. I was gonna say, like, Kansas City ain't exactly the safest place. Robert Jones, A.K. Mike, so good I gotta nominate him for the Grifties. Yo, A.K. Mike was his mic was solid when it came in, crispy. Jabari Judah said red equals blood, anger, strife, Big Chief, nicknames for her Satan, Lucifer, the evil one, unholy opposition. Uh-oh.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Jabari Judah said, you're not in Kansas anymore. Dorothy from Wizard of Oz, Red Shoes. Oh, man.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
I don't know, y'all, but I just pray the shooters wasn't black. I just pray they wasn't black, because we ain't never going to hear the end of that. Rachel Dolezal trending. Apparently she got her OnlyFans and she's a teacher now. So she lost her job over her OnlyFans account. Man, let my sister go. Let my sister go. Damn. Shout out to Rachel Dolezal. All right, I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. Damn, Ian Miles Cheong is trending. They've been on his ass lately. I think somebody dug up some old tweets where he had flipped on the Israel thing. Where, like, before he was, like, you know, critical of Israel. Here it is. This is Censored Men. He's like, here's tweets 2009 to 2014 and 2019 to 2023, and you flip the switch. Hey, grifters grift, man. That's what they do. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm about to go train the boys, get some dinner. Be well. Be merry. Stay Hotep. Tell somebody in your family that you love them. And as always, Hotep and Bill.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan,